Hello and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshier and I'm quiet as a mouse. If you don't know this channel, this is Shadows of Archonia, where we play all sorts of tabletop role-playing games on Friday nights in the other room of my house. We have in-person games in an ongoing campaign format. Right now, we are between episodes 20 and 21 of Shadows of the Abyss, our Shadow Dark campaign. When that finishes up around episode 40, we'll be moving into, well, we'll probably be doing some Midlight City Operators. But then after that, later this year, we'll be doing Shadows of Archonia 3, which I'll be running in Dungeon Crawl Classics. And on Monday nights, like tonight, we have this whole other show. It's called Tales from the Backlog. This is where we try out all sorts of tabletop role-playing games in a remote, rotating cast sort of format like you see before you. So if you like what I'm talking about, you can come join our Discord. We are all in there all the time. We talk to each other about games, about movies, about TV, about whatever we feel like, because we're humans who are allowed to speak. And also, if you really like what I'm saying, you can come join our Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month, you can hear everyone describe their various injuries and which side of their body they are on. Because that's what we discussed today in the pregame, which is what we record before every stream for the last 15 minutes. We record whatever it is we were talking about anyway. Today, since it's a brand new game, a lot of it was talking about this game, but also some of it was talking about getting hit by lightning and stuff, which is, a thing you can do.
You can get some deep lore on all of us through the pre-shows.
The pre-game is where you really get to know us, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Join the Patreon and dox all of us.
Yeah, Edward's always giving out my passwords on the pre-game, and
I missed
nobody
it
knows.
This time, guys. I'm not gonna. Don't sign up this month. Wait for next time.
Well, we got Carlos in the Twitch chat, and he watches those, so he knows all my passwords. But
valid, fair enough.
Thanks for being here, Carlos. And so we're streaming on Twitch and YouTube both. Hopefully someone jumps in the YouTube chat soon. But tonight, we have a special privilege. We have an unreleased game, and its creator here to run it for us. Gary, thanks so much for being here. Why don't you tell us what's going on?
Well, thank you very much for having me. I'm Gary. On YouTube, I'm Permanent DM. I'm the creator of the game All Mice Die. And we're going to be launching the Quick Start, which is a set of rules to be able to run a full adventure on Kickstarter next month. You can kind of jump in and get ready to play. And not only does the Quick Start give you everything you need to be able to play, but anyone who backs on the Kickstarter also gets an invite to play at my table, because I'm going to be running for people at the end of the summer. The last playtest that we did, we had over 200 players, and I was running between 4 and 5 games a week. I plan on doing that starting at the end of the summer as well. So, you get a game that you can run on your own, but instead of it just collecting dust in the background, if you want to say, hey, I want someone to show me how this works, you can actually jump in and play with us online in our big online campaign. And it's designed to be West Marches, and it's kind of old school inspired, and it's a lot of fun to kind of crawl around as these tiny little mice and see the world with very different eyes.
Outstanding.
Awesome. That is awesome.
And by the way, tonight what we're doing is an actual play. You're going to see us play the game. It's a one-shot. We don't have a ton of time. But I'd like to encourage everyone to go over to the Carl Makes Stuff channel and watch the interview that Gary did yesterday with Carl over there. They went into detail about the one aspect of this that we can't show in a one-shot, which is the West Marches aspect. That word has been thrown around a lot in the community these days, and it's become clear that not everyone knows what it means. Do check out that interview for that and many other interesting things that Gary and Carl discussed.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And, if you're looking at this from an idea of is this potentially a game I might be interested in, just to kind of put the pieces on the table, just like he said, the West Marches aspect, the community element of drawing everybody in and playing in this big campaign where we're all working together at these different goals, that really you can't encapsulate in a one-shot. But what the one-shot is going to go through is we go to do different things. It's very heavy on exploration, very heavy on figuring out what's going on. of me getting to be surprised as to what we encounter, in addition to the players getting surprised, because there is so much of a world where we know what's here, but we don't know what is going to be there when we go to walk through that specific part of the world, and then get to see how everyone adapts. I've run this adventure a bunch of different times, and I've run it for some people like the same group of people multiple times, and they get to kind of see what different avenues and paths they can go through. But the pre-gen characters that are here, it is the 6 starting classes. Because this game is exploration based, one of the things that you do is unlock extra classes. And so you can't really do that in the quick start, and you don't roll up your characters in the quick start because we want to get you right and jumping into things. So it'll be a little bit different than the full game, but hopefully it gives you a taste of what sort of cool stuff to expect in the game itself.
All right. Well, we're all yours. What are we doing?
All right. So you guys come in. The players have picked their characters. So I do want to go around and ask, what is everybody playing? Just kind of go around and say what your name is and what your class is.
Sure. My name is Bramblebush, and I will be playing a mouse druid this evening.
My name is Mitzi of House Morgan, and I'll be playing the fighter.
Max?
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Max. I am playing Gordon. They nickname me Flash. I'm very fast.
What's your class?
What class are you
right. I'm a warlord.
I want you to remember that this voice is how the other mice hear you. So you're the smallest warlord.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Understood. No problem. My name's Brown Jack, and I'm the rogue.
Excellent.
I'm quiet as a mouse. Get it?
All right.
So you're just normal quiet, is what you're saying.
That was
Just
my
normal
joke at
quiet
the
then.
beginning. I'm quiet as a mouse. Yeah. All right.
All
I'm
right.
also quiet as a mouse, but I have a job, Jack. Anyway.
I don't. It's better to be me.
All right. So, we'll go ahead and jump in and get started. All mice know magic dies every winter and is reborn transformed every spring. Today is one of the first days of spring, and magic is just now returning to the world. At the start of each new season of Magic, certain mice will gain their sapience a little bit faster than everyone else, and they will set off to accomplish things before the world wakes up. These early risers often create problems for the others who are still animals at this point. In this instance, a set of early risers has taken a token from House Weatherby, the house of our druid, and has gone off and gotten themselves lost or in trouble. Your families have all offered to help House Weatherby recover the icon to make sure that there's not going to be a safe ticket into the house and into the stronghold for enemies of the counties to find. So in this game, the assumption is that mice together strong. The mice work together as a group, as a unit, because they know individually they are snacks, but together they can be a force to be reckoned with. And different species will have different opinions on working with each other and working with mice, but for the most part, the mice tend to have this communal nature. And again, in a standard game, if we play in the campaign, the assumption is everybody that sits down at the table, they signed up for the mission, not just to play in this particular day. So in a West Marches game, the game gets scheduled because we all decide, or some says, hey, we want to help House Weatherby recover this icon. And then everybody who wants to do that, they'll sign up to play on that day, rather than we just sort of happen to decide that that's what we're doing because it's Thursday and that's D&D day. So kind of keep that in mind. There is this sort of assumed buy-in that you would normally have in the West Marches game, but we're going to assume that you have that for here. So before you guys would be able to head off, you would be able to talk to Lord Weatherby. So we have someone who is playing Bramblebush, who is our druid. You are from House Weatherby. So you know that Lord Weatherby himself is very, very old. Some people say he's almost 3 years old. And while he's not senile quite yet, he doesn't really function very well, and it's kind of hard to get his attention. But you do know that he is genuine with his answers. So if you ask him questions and you get stuff from him, he's not going to be inaccurate. He's just sometimes hard to keep his attention. So you'd be able to go into this, and Lord Weatherby would tell you that one of my grandsons have wandered off into the old ghost town, I think. And I think he's taken the icon. If you can get these others to help find it, then we can give them something from the coffers of the house. So this would be the scene. You guys can open up your underground in the bunker for House Weatherby, and the old withered mouse in front of you, who's looks like he might be 3 whole years old. He's there to offer you something, but you also have a member of the family present to sort of speak up for you if need be. What questions would you have for Lord Weatherby?
Lord Weatherby, not that I have a question. I just want to say, I don't need anything. To be your guard is the most incredible thing. Can you hear me? Lord Weatherby!
I'm poking you in the back with a dagger. I'm not stabbing, I'm just poking.
I'm standing up near Lord Weatherby, and I'm just...
I'm honored, is what I'm saying.
Honored, yes. Yes, oh, the little talon-tongued child. Oh, yes. I wish you well.
Do you have any advice as we head towards the ghost town, my liege?
Well, I don't know exactly where he's gone, but back in my day, we would deal with the prairie dogs before it was a ghost town, and the grand east entrance was beautiful and wonderful, and they would welcome us in, and we would be safe from all things. And
then he kind of goes on this sort of long-winded rant about the days gone by.
Question.
I'm gonna whisper to Mitzi. Not whisper, but just speak slightly quieter, since this guy can barely hear. I'm just gonna say, back in his day was like 2.5 years ago. This guy doesn't know which end is up.
Not, but still, we need to be respectful.
Yeah.
Well,
Max
I'm
has a
being
question.
respectful. He can't fucking hear me.
True.
I have a druid staff made of a twig, and I'm just dunk dunk dunk.
My origin is Outpost. Trading Outpost for dealing with the wider world. Does that mean I have some knowledge of, the wider world? I heard him say prairie dogs. Can I roll to see if what's the best kind of situation to deal with them, or to kind of just handle them in preparation for our journey?
Great. So, 2 things. First of all, yes, being from the outpost means that you tend to know more things about others. Now, the skill that is, what do I know about other cultures, is diplomacy. So what you're asking for is, does anyone have diplomacy? So the question's going to go to the group. Does anyone have any points in diplomacy? If you look on your character sheet, you'll see the check marks and the ranks.
Nope.
7.
So you have a total of 7, but if you look where it has the ranks column, if you're looking
I
at the
have no ranks.
Oh, 2.
I have no ranks.
2 ranks. So 2 ranks means you are trained. So you are a trained diplomat, which means you do not have to make a check. You just know. So you know that the prairie dog civilization, which was to the west, was the biggest trading partner for the mice for a very long time. But a year ago, a full year ago, right? So more than 1 winter ago, there was a great flood, and the prairie dogs had to flee. They had to go to some other place before winter claimed them. So since then, there's been a constant stream of things going into the old town trying to claim it for their own. But no individual faction has ever been able to get enough influence, to get enough power, to really truly claim the town. And the town is huge compared to you. So again, for context, a field mouse is about 5 inches tall. The prairie dog is this big, right?
Yeah.
So they are way bigger than you are. And so their town, even the sort of small areas, is going to seem like these broad, wide avenues.
So Being kind of an old hand in the court of Lord Weatherby, as he continues to drone on and on, I'm just like nodding and slowly backing away towards his major domo, like whoever his right hand man, and I just get next to him and I go, perhaps his lordship's right hand could suggest to us where he used which path he would take in those good olden times to get to the prairie dog town. But I say this in a very whisper.
So his majordomo is Jonathan Weatherby, who does not speak up while his father is speaking. But if it can be sort of like said on the sly a little bit, he will lean over and say,
we have information that it is likely that they entered the town at Tower East, but all of our information is secondhand at best. If you can find a way into the town or find out anyone that's there that has more recent knowledge, that'd be your best bet. Any of the towers that is on this side of the town are going to be a good starting point, but Tower East might have a hotter trail, which could be good and bad.
So we're doing the whispering in church kind of energy right now, and so it's like, and would that have been Tower East by way of Western Incline or Western? And I just sort of like intentionally let it like wander off, and hopefully he'll fill in the blank.
Yeah. So he would basically say, you can head to the tower by either the Incline, the Grove, or go past the ferry. The choice I would leave up to you and your group. If you go by the Incline, you don't have as much cover. We've heard tell of a hawk near those parts, which, if you can avoid it, is wonderful because it'll scare off everything else. But if you don't avoid it, well, then you're hawk food. The Grove has a lot more traffic to and from, which is going to make it harder to go by unseen, but you might be able to find someone to talk to. And we've had lots of reports of things down by the ferry, things in the waterways and things coming up that are looking for passage across the river now that the bridge is closed to the east. So you can tell that when Jonathan explains it, he basically considers the Incline to be a risk. But if you're trying to kind of do it fast and loose and we just want to beeline it, going there is probably your least likely chance to encounter something. If you're thinking about, hey, we want to go and sort of talk to people on the way and like kind of build up a repertoire with people, the Grove is the most trafficked route. And then if you kind of want to take the wild card route, the waterway going closer to the river down by the ferry, it has more exotic peoples. And Max, your character, Gordon, would know down by the ferry is where the outpost is. So that's where a lot of foreigners and stuff are.
I will tell all of you, I do have a good etiquette for dealing with non-mouse races. And I will be your protector through it all.
We are aware of that.
Thanks, Gordon.
No need to thank me. I'm just glad to be a part of this group.
I'm going to hand a
currently
basket.
Stealing something from someone somewhere.
As I hand a basket of goodies from my house to the major domo, I was going to hand this to the elder, but I'm going to hand this to you instead. It's from my mother.
And so so Jonathan will nod, and he will actually pass it from you to Lord Weatherby.
And Lord Weatherby, yes, Helena is always a thoughtful one.
Helena Morgan is the head of House Morgan.
Awesome. Well, I feel like we sort of arrived at the thing. So okay, again, because I quote unquote am from the house, right? So like I'm just gonna I take it upon myself to sort of start shooing us out, like Lord Weatherby has much important business and we must be on our way. And I start like.
I think probably you go to shoo me out, don't find me, and then realize I'm already in the hallway.
And then, like, before I go to the hallway, I just cast an eye back to where the good silver is. And then I realize in that moment that I've now told you, but with my eyes, where the good silver is. And I'm just like,
for sure, at least most of it's still there.
Yeah. Oh, I have no idea how much it is. I'm just sort of performing
Yeah.
the role. Like I'm a druid. I don't hang out inside.
Me either, but for different reasons.
All right, so this is the one of the big pieces for understanding the game of All Mice Die is overland travel is a big part of the game, an overland travel procedure. So the group will have there are 4 total roles, and kind of on screen down there at the bottom left are the cards for the 3 primary roles. So you've got one person who's navigating, one person who's on lookout to make sure you see problems before they see you, and then one person who's in charge of keeping everybody quick and quiet. Now you can have, since we've got 4 people, you can have somebody double up and someone be a secondary to help that primary person on one of those 3 roles. Or you can have someone do the 4th role, which is to be menacing and to be ready for danger or ready for battle. In case there's something that goes wrong with one of the other 3 things, they will be the presence that'll be first into the fight. And also, it'll make yourself look like you're not an easy target. So even if you do encounter something that's hostile, they're less likely to attack you because you have someone who's sort of on guard.
Well, I think I very clearly am the primary sneak. I've got, I'm trained in stealth, and I'm +7.
And if we're choosing someone to be ready, I'll take on that role. But I'm also willing to be a help for something else if that's what we choose.
I'm assuming because survival is the key trait there. I believe that I'm good for that, or I could do I could be lookout for nature. So I can play either of those roles. Which are one you don't want, Miss?
I was thinking either primary lookout or primary navigation for myself. But primary navigation probably makes the most sense, being that I come from the outpost. So
great. Okay, so I'll just be kind of keeping an eye out, watching for various poison things, and trying to keep Jack from stealing too much. Cool. All right. So then, how do we begin?
I'm all right. I never steal when I'm outside, away from people's houses.
All right. So the last thing. So we have our roles of what we're all doing, and now we need to make a decision of where we're going. Right. You have the 3 options: the incline, the grove, or the ferry. Where do you guys want to head to first?
I say the ferry.
That seems to be the vote. Does anybody have any? I don't have an opinion myself.
No,
my thought was the incline, because like maybe we just book it. But obviously Max has a lot of skills there. I'd be down to go see what we can see down there.
Yeah. My opinion is nobody but Bramblebush and Gordon should have an opinion on this.
Okay, out of character, I'm kind of voting incline. In character, Bramblebush definitely wants to go to the either the ferry or the grove. So
do we want to roll for it?
Yeah, you can roll for it if you want.
If we're both, if in character you're both saying ferry, we should go to the ferry.
I agree with that.
Okay.
All right.
Then ferry it is.
All right, we head to the ferry.
If only we could have stayed longer at Weatherby's, you could have heard the fantastic stories he would tell of the travels. And now I'm beginning to practice my own going on and on and on for far too long. I'm not quite old enough yet, but I can see myself moving into that role at some point.
I'm an expert at repeating the last thing you said, even though I wasn't listening.
Dictated by your every word.
The assumption is that your adventuring mice are somewhere between 4 and 6 months old.
Very cool.
So most of our lives so far has been during the winter that just ended.
Correct. Most of your lives is during winter.
Will it be any mechanical disadvantage if I'm slightly older than all of them?
Nope. As long as you've only seen one winter, there is no mechanical disadvantage. So you can be, you can be up to a year old if you would like.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say I had been born somewhere in like late spring, early summer, and I just view myself as massively older than all of you, and
which is fair.
Yeah.
All right.
So
yes. Normally, so we don't have anyone who's on secondary navigation. So what we would do normally is go to the primary navigation is the person who rolls first. And if you kind of zoom in on the cards, if we were passing them out at the table, you would see on the card, it says for secondary navigation, you roll first. And then for primary navigation, it says you roll after secondary navigation. So the cards tell you sort of the order that we're going to go through here, which will be bigger once we have the cards finalized. But So we don't have anyone on secondary navigation, primary navigation. Now, primary navigation is survival or dungeoneering. It is your choice. However, because you're going through the fairy region, you can also use diplomacy because this is next to your outpost. Once you get past this region, though, it will need to be one of those 2 checks. And you might end up saying, oh, well, now that we're past the area I know, I might switch where I am if you want to have somebody else take over.
That works.
Now, one last thing that I want to say before we kind of start this is once everyone's set up, there's one question that needs to be asked, and that is of our druid. Have you seen what your starting ability is as a druid?
I have indeed. My starting ability is spiritual guidance. Am I correct? Mm-hmm. Yes. So basically, once per scene, as a free action, I get to cash a roll, and we can either choose to apply that roll to your roll, or we can just give you +3, basically.
That's tight.
But I also if I cash the roll, must it only be for the one person? Am I doing like a called shot, or is it more like I've seen a general premonition of the trip and I can apply it to any of our rolls? Yeah,
so it's a called shot, and here's how it works: is if you want to use it now at the beginning of the challenge, you say, "I'm going to use my guidance on myself, or I'm going to use it on primary sneak, or I'm going to use it on navigation." Whatever you want to use it on, you can assign it to. The advantage is you get to use your ability. The disadvantage is if you get into an encounter, if you find something, you will not have that ability because you will have used it in the scene where you
whether or not that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So the getting there is part of the scene, it sounds like.
Correct. Now there is one small exception, but if it comes up, we'll explain it.
Cut to me on fire in 20 minutes. Okay. So I think I will. They don't know I can do this. Like the in character, they don't know I can do this. So I'm just holding my staff, and I just go, with this luck, better hold on to it. So I decide not to penetrate the veil, and instead just take my chances with my wits and my general love of nature.
All right. So now in this game, one of the things that is important is that by and large, the challenges for things are face up. So you get to know the navigation DC, or the target number, the TN for this is 19. So Maxwell, I need for you to make me a TN 19 diplomacy check, either using the digital dice, roll a d20, add your diplomacy, and tell me what you get.
So my diplomacy is the thing that I'm adding. Is it the total, which says 7, or the mod that says?
The total, which says 7.
Fantastic.
Thank
so it's
God.
D20 plus, D20 plus the total. I'm going to remember.
Okay.
Very good.
Plus the 3 that you're giving me, or no?
No,
he's not doing
it. I've elected not to do that because if something terrible happens, we might need it.
Coward.
You don't know what I've done. I've kept all this close to my little mouse.
You know nothing.
Did you roll a natural 1?
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Wonderful. So what is the total?
We begin going west or east.
So in this system, if you get you beat the target number by 10 or more, that's a critical success. You fail the target number by 10 or more, that is a critical failure. If you get a natural 1 or a natural 20, it bumps it up 1 tier or bumps it down 1 tier. So an 8 total would be a critical fail anyways, even if it wasn't a natural 1, but because it's a natural 1, it is a critical fail. So if you look on the little card, it'll tell you what we need to do next. So you have completely face-planted your navigation through this area, probably due to your own confidence that, of course, I know where I'm going.
Not only that, but I've been so absorbed by Bramblebush's words and having just been mesmerized by the fact that he's like a couple days older, or a couple, weeks older.
Months, you scamp.
A couple
bitter summer months.
So yeah, if you would allow, can I accidentally take us towards the Hawk, which is I think that was the
well, that is the incline. So you're not going to fail to be in the correct region. Your character is at least capable enough to get to the right region.
Something's going to happen.
But what you are going to actually, this is an interesting point, because you're using diplomacy to navigate. You had said your origin is the Prairie Dog Outpost. The origin benefit is you can re-roll one charisma-based thing in the adventure. But if you use it here, it's done. This is the only time you get to use it. It's not a bad idea to use it, but
Is it in the whole adventure or just in the session?
a whole adventure.
I do have trained diplomacy also. It says once per scene when an ally. Oh, does it have to be somebody else?
Has to be someone else. Yeah, it's diplomatic cover.
How do we feel? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Reroll the diplomacy.
All right.
Oh, I swear to God, if you roll another one. Okay, much better. 16 plus 7. So
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
23. So 23, it beats it, but it doesn't beat it by 10. You need 29 to get the critical success. So you get now you're going to roll 2d6, and if you get any ones, you re-roll them until they're not ones. So this is a successful navigation.
4 and 5.
4 and 5. So a total of 9. All right. So what this does now is this now generates what is the most interesting thing we find on the way through. With a successful navigation, if there were any hidden areas, like any hidden exits or points of interest, you would learn those. There are not any in this region. And now we see what it is that you encounter when you're going through there. So for this one, we don't have anyone on secondary lookout or secondary sneak, so it's just our primary lookout and primary sneak. So our sneak DC, our sneak target number, I'm going to get this wrong a lot because we just recently changed it. The target number for our sneak is 16, and the target number for our lookout is 14.
14, very good. Rolling right now, my friend. Oh no, I got an 8.
That was a fun noise. I like that.
Wait, I rolled a 1. I rolled a crit 1. I'm not even joking. It's a crit. It's a fail. It's a total fail. Okay.
Yeah. So it would normally be a fail because it's an 8, but because you rolled a natural 1, it is a critical failure.
Do we think I should re-roll this, or should we take it and see where it goes?
What is this still doing? Is this still diplomacy or no?
This is. Please go ahead.
So he is lookout. So this is him trying to spot something.
I rolled
else.
nature.
Yeah.
Bummer. Okay.
Yeah.
It's up to you, Bramblebush. I'm too busy
I'm gonna
sneaking.
not. Do I need to roll die for anything that happens? Like, I guess I don't know what the fallout is of failing dramatically in a lookout position. What do you mean?
If you fail to look out, it means you do not see whatever the thing is that's here. Now, if that means what will happen is once I know what the sneak rolled, because you guys roll together and you get the result together. And if you decide to re-roll, you re-roll after you find out the answer. So, Brown Jack, what is your stealth check?
I have come up 10.
10. So you
failure,
have a critical failure lookout and a failure for sneak, which means whatever it is, you will not see it and it will see you because you failed your sneak and you failed your lookout.
All right, I'm re-rolling mine. Oh my God, we're blowing a game-wide power here. I will never again in my life get to use this. We are 5 seconds out the door, and Gordon immediately face plants. I fall on top of him. You fall on top of him. On top of me. That's what just happened.
I just stand there shaking my head at you three, going, "Bramblebush, you talk too much."
Stupid Bramblebush, he's too old.
It was a good story.
I tell you, I am dignified.
You
there we go.
are
I'm
old.
24. Thank goodness. Okay,
Nice.
that was a critical success.
Critical success, yes. So a critical success lookout and a failure sneak means that they will notice you eventually, but because you saw them first, you get to make your decision of whether you approach first before you have to kind of make that point. So you get the benefit of being able to figure out what's happening here. So as you make your way
Do
along,
we have the option to not engage? Like, can we?
Yes.
Go? Oh, okay, great.
One of the big benefits of being of like having a critical success on lookout or being successfully stealth is that you get to choose whether you want to engage with what the encounter is. You get to have the information and then go from there.
And just so I'm clear on the rules, because I know people are watching, the encounter was determined by Max's roll earlier, the 2d6.
Correct.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. So the navigation figures out how safely did I traverse this place, and then that weights your encounter die. That then says, okay, this is the random encounter that we got. And then once I know what you found, that tells me, oh, how hard is it to notice that thing and how hard is it to sneak by it? And then that generates our encounter where you then get to see, did it see us and we didn't see it? And so it gets to choose whether we are engaged or not, all these sorts of things. Now, typically speaking, at this point, we would be able to roll aggression. This would be where Mitzi would say, all right, I get to see whether I'm going to determine whether this is aggressive or not. However, what you enrolled on the encounter table cannot be aggressive. He will never be aggressive towards the mice. So as you guys make your way down, you're hugging the edge of the water line, you see working this old, like kind of cruddy looking pulley system is this gnarled, ancient looking rat in these tatters of cloth. And he's kind of cranking this thing up. And you see that there's a cord that goes down the side of the thing. And if you look on the picture for the West River Ferry, you can see that there's a big gap between where the side of the land is and the water. There's about a 3-foot drop to get from the side into where the river is. And he is cranking this boat up the incline. And so your characters probably have never seen this person before, but since you have the diplomat with you, Max, you know who this is. This is Targal. He's the ferryman. He is a rat that is paid by your family, paid by the Talontongues, to carry people across the waterway if they want to cross the water, to give them information about what's in the area. He's basically one of their kind of almost like one of their vassals, but he's just an old rat that will carry people across the water if they ask.
How disgusting.
His name, one more time. His name was
Targal.
Targal.
Yes, Targul is the guy's name.
Tartar, hello.
Confirm the name, immediately say it wrong.
It's the nickname that I have for him. How are you?
I immediately turn to Mitzi and go, oh dear God, he knows the thing.
Of course he does.
He kind of tugs.
Talontongue, welcome. Are you looking to cross the river?
Of course. I just wanted to check in on you. I know you're just standing here, just working your job.
Yes. There are some that were looking to cross that wanted to go and speak with the Formians, so I need to carry them across, but I don't want to leave things where they were.
Aside from that, has there been any other dangerous people coming around? Animals coming around?
So, at this point,
how was that cuff, by the way?
if you didn't have the diplomat, he has the speaking like him, but he actually does have this sort of cracking cough. If you guys didn't have the diplomat with you, there would be some sort of back and forth. But he is effectively a vassal of the house, and so he will say,
there's been some weirdness down by the water, some magic nonsense. I don't like it at all. And there's been other groups moving off in the distance. I could see them with my good eye.
And he kind of like pulls down, and you can see there's little patches around the side of his face that show that is definitely not a good eye. And so he gestures off and says,
I've heard there's lots of dangerous things happening in the ghost town, but what are you looking for, little Talontongue?
Oh, things here and there. You know my operation. I can't really go that into all that I'm doing. It's military business, you know.
So
I roll my eyes so hard I pull my back.
and I just side eye him really hard.
Yeah.
I silently walk up to him and pay him his monthly protection money.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. So, of course you know. Of course.
If you wouldn't mind taking us across, that would be swell.
So if we had the bigger map, if you had like the main map, where you need to go is not across the river. It's all on the north side of the river. So you don't actually need to cross the ferry. You don't need to take the ferry to get across the river here, but he knows a lot about what's happening downstream. So where you are going is downstream, but it's not across the river. You could try to convince him to take you sort of parallel, right? Normally he just crosses the river. You could convince him to take you along the river that way if you wanted to, but you know that that's not typically something that he would do. So he would need a pretty good amount of convincing to do that for you.
How do we feel about that? I'm kind of
I'm
down
very
there.
for that. I'm very
Just
for
for my sense of space, can you point out where on this map I should be looking?
Sure. So do you see the three little pieces of bone that are the prairie outpost to the left?
Yeah.
So that is where basically all this is taking place. If you look up and slightly to the left of that, you'll see the prairie dog, that little tower. That is the whole town. And you'll see those little things next to it are the different towers. Now, this map is very intentionally like county centric. So it makes their home look huge, but it's not. It's this tiny, tiny little place. So
it is huge to them, though, correct? Like, it's not huge to us, but very big still to them. Or
Yeah,
would you
but
say
the opposite.
even for them, not that much.
even for them, it's not that big when you compare it to the other things in the map, right? So on the map, their home is huge, and the ghost town is just one thing, where in reality, the ghost town is way bigger than the county, way bigger than
So
the
objects on the map not to scale.
Correct.
Got it.
Things are not to
Okay.
scale, but it does give you an idea of where things are.
Great.
I would like the boat ride. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I think we
Gordon,
could
perhaps
do-
you could encourage your friend to take us northward a bit with
think-
his boat.
I think I could help with some charisma too.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so this would take an expert diplomat, which means our trained diplomat can try to be the expert. So what we do here is do what's called call for aid. When call for aid happens, you're saying, oh, there's a check we need to make. So we figure out who is our primary person. Our Max is the only person who has training in diplomacy, so they need to be primary. And then you ask, does anyone else have any points spent into diplomacy, or can you justify some other skill? So it doesn't have to be diplomacy. You can say, oh, I'm going to use blank instead because of this reason. All of the sort of pile on, the assist rolls are whatever you think makes sense in the scene.
Watch them choose acrobatics.
I can, and everyone can, like, in rolling for aid, are we all contributing some, like, +2, +1, whatever, like, or is it we're all trying to group get one aid and then give it?
Yeah, so everyone gets to roll individually, and then if you look in Roll20, there is a handout that is
Yes,
called
I see.
the turn.
Okay, yep, I think I've already read this then. Yes.
And you'll see there's a thing called the aid track, right? Where it's like you get to move up and down depending on the situation. So if we have the person who's making the check, they're starting at normal, and they'll go up or down based on how people are helping. And so
Okay,
everybody
so some
who
people might not help very well at all. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And it's sort of based up to you. Like, for example, you can tell he's cranking this old crank to slowly pull the boat out of the water. You could have something where someone could say, hey, I'm going to go and crank the thing up to help him to do this, or say that I will help him later on. Something like that. You can justify whatever you like. The goal here is we're putting a spotlight on Max because he's the one that has the skill and is able to try to be the expert. And then everybody else, we're just kind of using that narrative thing of, hey, how would I try to pile on? How would I try to help out? How would we work together to get this done?
Gotcha. Okay.
As we do this, I'm also going to use my spiritual guidance here for Max.
Okay, guidance on Max.
I
I'll roll
could, I
that
could
right
help
now.
him with that because I have training in strength and I have 7 points in that athletics. So I could help him get that.
Yeah, so
Strength.
as a trained athlete, you can say, I do it. Because the pulling the thing up the crank does take a trained athlete to do it with no problem. And because you have training, you can say, yeah, I do that, and you automatically succeed.
Perfect.
I will also attempt to grant some kind of benefit to this in the sense that I can observe that all the reeds or whatever he's using for rope have all become quite sodden by the river, and so I'll make the argument that because I'm trained in nature, I can say, if you dry all this out, this would be a lot more effective and efficient, and it would not
Yeah.
be half as hard to pull this thing up.
You can definitely do that. I also think that it's on the character sheets kind of at the bottom, but different characters have different things on them. So you guys also do have things like bows, spears, quivers. Some of you guys have like a scroll or something like that. One of the characters should have a should have rope, but I don't remember if it's one of the ones you guys picked. I don't think it is.
I do have a 3-foot rope.
Yes. So you could also, help him replace the rope, but that would use your rope. Or you can basically trade, and you would have his natty old rope and give him a nice high quality rope, which would be another way to sort of contribute.
So, a moment ago, I just role-played based on my knowledge that all mice know rats are bullies, that I as the local thief, am paying this guy protection money. So I would maybe argue, just because of that previous role-play moment, that either stealth or thievery, because he knows I'm a reliable source of income as a thief, might convince him to help us out.
I think that is an excellent example for thievery.
Great.
I like it.
So in this case where we have the training or whatnot, we're still rolling, right? Are we adding the nature to that D20 roll or whatnot?
Yeah, so you're adding the D20 unless I say it is an automatic success. So for example, Cindy's, she says, "This is what I'm doing." I say, "Great, that's an automatic success." You get 2 ranks of aid. And then, so you go from normal to assisted. Now, I'm just now realizing that this roll 20 handout's slightly old, so I'm going to try to fix it quickly. But
Nobody saw that.
It's not going to change things too terribly.
All right. But I imagine mine is a roll.
Yes, yours is a roll.
And I feel like mine is definitely a roll because I'm just like advising him on ropes and things of that nature.
Mine is a roll
Correct.
of 11.
So I'm rolling as well.
Is it just a D20 or do we add in our
So,
skills?
so Max, you're going to wait and roll last.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry.
Is it just a is it just the D20 or do we add our skill as well?
D20 plus your skill. Yeah.
Okay, great. Then I will be, because I'm doing it in nature, I'll do that. Oh, how about a 23?
23, success. The target number is always 15 unless I say otherwise.
Okay, great. Good to know.
Mine's
Okay,
a
so
mine's a
that's
fail
perfect.
then.
How much?
I rolled 11.
You rolled 11, so that is 1 rank of aid. So one of the ways that the aid system works is even if you fail, you are likely to give a small bonus. And if you do really good, you might automatically empower them. Like you might get them to fully go. So the reason that Max rolls last is because what the net effect of the whole group helping you out is you are now empowered. So the far right of that column. So you get a +3 to your roll on top of whatever else you're rolling, and you get to roll twice and take the higher.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Sweet.
Speak well.
Uh,
Choose your words carefully, young Gordon.
So 13 for the first roll, and 18 for the next roll.
All right, so the target number is 16 for this.
Yeah.
So it is a success. So you go, you explain to him, Targle, that
Actually, before we even go there, you said it was 16? It was 16. The target was 16, right? And he rolled an 18 plus R. Did you take R3 as well because you're empowered, or does that not happen anymore?
question. What was the actual die roll for the higher one?
The higher one was 18 total.
What was the roll of the number on the die?
Oh, 8.
8. So I think what Edward is getting to is that he used spiritual guidance on you.
Yeah.
So
You can
either
instead.
add a 3 or you can turn that 8 into a 14. So he gave you an effective extra +6.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, however you
I'll
want to
do
do
that.
yes, so that will turn it into a critical success.
Yay!
Get
There
you-
we go.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Of course, of course.
Outstanding.
So the ferryman, he sees that you've got the rope, you've got all this stuff, you're helping him out.
Yes. I can definitely get that there.
And then he looks around.
As well, if we're going down there, I guess I might be able to get you to help me do something a little extra. We can all benefit.
And then he goes and he there's a little like ravine next to the pulley, and he goes and he digs around, and you can tell that this is his like house, but it's just basically a hole in the ground with some bits and like leaf stuff on top of it. and he comes out and he has this just like pile of cloth that's all dirty and ragged, but it clinks when he walks. And then he puts a pile of potion vials that are all empty-ish into his little canoe. And he says, if we can take these, there's supposed to be one of the lizards that's out in one of the towers, and if we can trade for it, I think there's something in here he might find useful. And so he kind of gets everything together and goes to put it all in and shows you what you need to do. Getting it down the incline is way easier than pulling it up. And so you can quickly get down and into the water and head to Tower Southeast. Now, you have an NPC with you. So each of the NPCs, if they come with the party, they have a passive benefit. So they don't count as characters. And the way that this system works, basically, I roll almost never. So the passive benefit of having the ferryman with you is that he grants 2 ranks of aid to whoever is leading navigation. So whoever's leading navigation will get a pretty sizable bonus.
Actually, that might be me this time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be you next. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So he counts as secondary navigation. He is going to lead you to the Southeast Tower. So heading to Tower Southeast, and go ahead and give me your navigation with a +2 bonus, please.
Okay, so that's going to be D20 plus my nature or survival, technically, which I believe is the same as my nature. Double checking. Yes, it is. Okay, so as I'm on the prow of this thing and I'm sort of like, I must admit the mongrel seems to have some sense of where he's going. And then I'm going to add a +10 to that because it's 7 plus his 3. 19.
19. 19. Oh, I didn't scroll down into Tower Southeast. 19 is unfortunately a normal failure for Tower Southeast. So the target number for Southeast Tower is 23. Now, it is not, you guys are low level, so when you hear failure, you might be like, oh, this is terrible. It's not that uncommon to have failed navigations when you are low level. And it's not the end of the world. So don't think it is like, oh, we can't get anything done if we have a failure.
Don't look at me, the rat led us astray.
What I need from you guys is, from our navigator, is 2d6. And because you failed, if you roll any 6s, you re-roll them until there are no 6s.
Okay. 1 and a 4.
1 and a 4 is 5.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Which I think I know what this one is. I do know what this one is.
Uh-oh.
Right.
That's not good. The DM's like, I've killed people here before. You did that. Pause is already telling me everything I needed. All right, you've given the game away. We're all gonna.
This encounter has a lot of variance, is what I will say. I like it because this is going to be a mood setting for how the rest of the session is going to go.
He didn't say you were wrong, Edward. He didn't say you were wrong.
Exactly right. Yeah. Mood spelled backwards is doom. I don't know if you all know this.
All right.
Whoa.
Our sneak DC sneak target number is 16. Our lookout target number is 26.
Oh my god.
Okay, this is a bird.
Oh boy.
I can tell you flat out, it's a bird.
Sneak is 25.
Oh my god.
Ooh, close. And what is Max doing? What is Flash doing?
I'm assuming. Are you doing Flash?
Ideally, I would be doing lookout after that. I guess
the warlord character is really good at sneak. And the reason is you can use sneak as either stealth or bluff. So you can cover your trail very well.
Oh, okay. I have bluff.
Yes.
Great.
So you want to buff up the bluff.
I think I will do that then.
So does that then make my role? Does that make my role the secondary to aid him now?
No, because you're doing different things. So he is. I guess no. You were sneaking. So yes, if you are helping out sneak, so then we wouldn't have a lookout. Sorry, I was getting things wrong. So yeah, Max would need to be on lookout.
Okay.
Or I mean, honestly, Max just push the sneak roll, and it doesn't matter.
That is also true.
Yeah, I think I'll push the sneak roll.
Critical success on the sneak roll.
Because there is literally nothing I can do for the lookout if the target is 26.
Okay.
Now, the idea here, right, is you announce what you're doing when we start before you know what any of the numbers are. So,
I'm sorry.
which is fine, right? I should have been more explicit because I'm not handling it quite as well as should be. Because should be all right. What is everybody doing? And let's go from there.
You know what? With that knowledge, then I would be on lookout, having stepped down from the navigator. So
when the hawk comes, I'll tell him you wanted to play fair.
So go ahead.
Let's just fucking go.
You need to look out.
So perception or nature. Okay, both of those are 0 for me. Plus aid. My aid.
There's no aid would be the
don't have any.
secondary.
So
Okay.
yep, this is just normal flat roll.
Well, that's a 6.
Okay, so that is very much a critical failure. This result is both lauded and hated because it is called Two Ships in the Night, right? You successfully stealth by them, and you didn't see them either. So you passed each other with neither one seeing the other as you make it to Tower Southeast. So Tower Southeast, as you can see a little bit on the little map there, it is a cluster of these taller towers that are slowly sort of collapsing into one another. And the stream, as it goes to it breaks, and there's a bigger chunk that heads on further to the west that goes to the South Harbor. And then there's a little inlet that goes and sets in at Southeast Tower, which is where the ferryman will take you. And he's not getting off of his boat. He's not leaving the ferry behind.
Just as well.
So he will
confabulations.
He will let you guys out. Now, the disadvantage here to a failed navigation check is you don't really know how to get to other places from here. You know that somewhere in this area, there's going to be a way to get down into the old town because these towers were towers from the old prairie dog civilization. The only place that you know how to get to from here is the other tower you can see off in the distance. So you know how to get from Southeast Tower to Tower East. And you know that, hypothetically speaking, there's a way down into the ghost town, but you're going to have to kind of look around to discover it. So we get to this scene. What would you guys want to do? Do you want to look through the area? Do you want to look around? Do you want to go into the tower? What would the group's thing be of we don't really know how to go forward from here? What would you default to?
On that energy, I know exactly how to go forward from here.
I believe you.
Yeah. Do we?
As does Mitzi. I mean,
Here's my one question, Gary. Is it reasonable that I have ever come this far before?
No.
Okay. I am definitely not going to let that on. Is there anything like a rolling to keep your own shit together? Because he says, I know exactly how to get where we are from here. He steps off the boat and the ground feels totally alien to him. And he just goes, oh no. This is like getting off an airplane in a country you've never been to before. The air just hits different. You're like,
oh my gosh,
man.
Yep.
I mean, there's no check for it, but you can decide what your character does.
Okay.
You go from there.
If
there would be a check, it would be a charisma-based check. So if you're having to get together in front of somebody else, it would be charisma-based.
I would extremely fail that. Do we want to look around? All the blustering aside, do we want to look for the ghost?
I say we look around just in case we see anything like a safe passage or places to sneak around and get a better advantage on things.
Maybe we can climb the tower and see if we can see better from up high.
By we, do you mean you? I feel like you're really good at that.
I don't think we should split up.
I have your
Think
watch.
the numbers.
I wasn't suggesting like splitting up. I'm suggesting watching Brown Jack climb the tower will be beneath to catch him just in case he falls.
With him in spirit, you see. With him together in spirit, surely.
I
Yes,
appreciate all the moral support.
The tower is about 4 feet tall.
That's
kind of
huge.
harsh.
Enormous!
That's
Who would they ever
enormous.
need a tower that tall?
Whoa.
Oh, sorry, we're freaking Brown Jack out. Brown Jack, you can do it. I believe in you.
I have no ranks in athletics.
So, typically speaking, so there's a couple of pieces here. One, if you're climbing, you can either use acrobatics or athletics, and it doesn't take any particular training. Although if you have training, you can sort of auto pass things. The second
Which
thing
I
is,
have training in that, so.
Yeah.
the second thing is you are a mouse, so you can jump half your speed vertically with no check. You are way more agile than a person is. So unless there is a reason why something is difficult to climb, you're never going to need to make a check. The tower as it is fairly easy for a mouse to climb. So you're not going to need to make a check unless something goes wrong. If something happens, then we'll have to see, oh, something happened. Can you hold on? But, and then even in that situation, because you guys are so small, there's basically no fall damage in this system. So,
I love that. This keeps getting better and better.
So for the mice, the danger of climbing up is not the danger of falling. The danger of climbing up is making yourself known to the world, because hawks can see you from way further away than you can even perceive them, or other sorts of things. So the danger is necessarily being seen, not falling down. The reason I go and explain all of that is when we go to make a check, we're always saying, what is the dramatic question that's being asked in All Mice Die? The dramatic question is not whether you can climb the tower or not. We know that Brown Jack can do it automatically. The dramatic question is, can he climb the tower without getting seen by something that wants to eat him? So that's going to be actually a stealth check, which you're actually pretty good at.
Great. And then my question was, since it is a tower, I assume that people once used or lived in or worked in, can I climb up the inside so that I'm not visible until I get to the top and look out?
That's what I was going to ask too.
Yeah.
Yes. The answer to that question is yes, you can climb in on the inside. However, you are also aware that one of the primary things about the ghost town is that there are always people, there's always different things trying to claim what's inside. So it's reasonably unlikely that the inside is going to be uninhabited.
Right. Is this the ghost town, or are we just in Southeast Tower?
The Southeast Tower is the edge of the ghost town. So the ghost town itself, there's a ring of towers that are the edge of the old town, and then the town is below and between it.
We might need to look around inside anyway.
I will choose to go up the outside.
Okay.
Is it possible to do any kind of nature check to see if there are like markings of predators nearby? That feels like a thing that would be relevant to our interests.
That definitely is a thing that is relevant to your interests. It is not nature; it is survival. But yes,
I have that too. Okay, I will.
You can definitely do that.
As we're all chatting, and I'm saying how grateful I am that the mongrel is gone. I am.
And
So
I can
you
continue to stay at the ready, right?
You can. So we have two people that want to do stuff in the scene. So then the question for the rest of the group is, do you have a third thing you want to do? Or do you want to help one of the others? So Cindy is doing the third thing. They are still ready for battle. Ed is using survival to check for tracks. Max, do you want to help either look for tracks, or do you want to help spot and kind of make sure that you can help Brown climb without being noticed? I will say that while your stats might not look like you're very helpful at those things, because you're a warlord, whatever you decide to help with, you're actually going to be pretty good at.
Yeah, I see that I have a thing called Watch Out. So if I see that an ally fails or critically fails a defensive saving roll, they may re-roll that saving throw. I also have Trained Bluff, so when an ally provokes an attack of opportunity from now. Okay, so I guess I am keeping an eye on if any monsters or hostile enemies are around, in order to let my crew know.
Okay.
I'm gonna raise my shield up for a shield block, just in case there's an incoming attack.
You can raise the shield up, and then you look up to see Jack climbing up on the tower.
So you go.
What I'm gonna,
Brown Jack.
so what you're doing is trying to boost morale, which is one of the base uses of diplomacy. So I'm going to ask you to make me a diplomacy check, and because you are helping someone else, do you see in the top sort of middle of your thing, there's a thing that says leadership?
Yes.
So you get, when you are helping someone else as a warlord, you get to add that number to anything that you do on top of everything else.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Let's do it.
Nice.
Watch
I have
your mouth.
0 leadership. That tracks.
So I'm rolling a diplomacy check right now.
Yep, to help Jack.
Okay.
Yep. Well, you're rolling a total of plus 10.
Correct. So that's 25.
25, since the default DC is always 15 unless I say otherwise, is a critical success. So Jack, you feel this morale, like you feel like, oh, I can definitely do this. I would say Max, but Gordon's got my back. You can fly up the side. So give me a stealth check. You're going to add 3 on top of whatever you would normally get, and you get to roll twice, take the higher. So probably pretty solid. And then Ed, whenever you're ready, if you give me your survival check for checking for tracks.
27 total.
So 25 and 27. So you quietly make your way up the side of the tower without any issues. Let's see. You said 25, Ed?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's
right.
So
That's a critical success on the 15 if we're doing 15.
so this one isn't necessarily 15 because you are going. There are tracks that are here. So I look up the monster and I see what the difficulty is to notice it.
Valid.
Okay. So I'm going to do these. I'm going to do Edward first, and then we'll go to Brown Jack. So what you can notice around the base of the southeast tower, you can see there are areas that look like they are too clean. There are areas that look like there's stone that's been done, that's worn smooth, some like place where there should be like litter, there should be like leaves and things like that. There should be stuff on the ground. But around the base of the tower, there is a spot that's about as wide as your body that looks like it's almost completely smooth along the base of the tower. Your character would be able to identify with their survival skill that this is the sign of a passage of an ooze. So there's been like an ooze that is gone along and has eaten away a bunch of stuff along the base of the tower. And you can see as you follow it along, there's a crack in the side of the tower going down. You think that that's probably where the ooze is. And with the 25, this looks quite recent. So that is likely to be somewhat close.
I didn't know we were doing oozes. I went out of the game.
Yeah.
Just for
careful.
if you've
Be
played
very
that
careful.
game, I do want to add a little bit of context here. In All Mice Die, one of the things that is important is what type of, if you do get into a fight, what type of damage you do is very likely to be relevant. So if you've got piercing or slashing or bludgeoning, in some games that's just sort of flavor text. It doesn't often matter. Sometimes, it's a skeleton, they're immune to piercing, but very rarely does it matter. About 80% of the monsters, the creatures in All Mice Die, have a resistance, vulnerability, or immunity to one of those 3 types. So immunities are very, very common. Having a varied use of different things can help out. And in character, you guys would see oozes as being very dangerous, not because they're like fast or anything like that, but because they're really difficult to like meaningfully hurt.
What is an ooze in this context? Are we thinking, is it like a gelatinous cube kind of thing? Is it sort
Something
of
similar, yeah.
like that? Okay.
It is your character has nature, so your character would know that they are something like a water elemental, but they're kind of like an acid elemental.
Oh, so could I possibly do I immediately view this as like I'm in trouble, or do I view this as like if I had to, I could possibly engage with them?
Your character would know enough to know that they don't have any way they don't have like a language. They don't speak the elemental language. They're similar to, but not actually elementals.
And can you just give us the damage types? It's piercing,
piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing.
That's what I need. Okay, that's all I need. I will hush now.
All right.
So, Jack, you make it to the top of the tower, and when you go to the top of the tower, you can see a little bit of the surrounding area pretty easily. There doesn't need to be a check. You look and you see what you can reasonably see. You can see the tower. You can see going into the center of the town, kind of at the edge of the distance where it kind of becomes a blur of color past. You can see there's a big rent in the ground. There's like a hole going down, and you can see a little bit of like reddish light, something glinting red in the sunlight in the distance. You know that that's roughly near the middle of where the town should be, and that sort of catches your eye for a moment. And you look, and from the top of Tower Southeast, you can see the top of Tower East. At the top of Tower East, there is a cardinal that is making a nest at the top of Tower East. So he's flying around, does not seem to notice you, but it seems to be mostly paying attention to making his nest on the top of the tower. And then you will also notice that the tower top that you are standing on, there is a basin in the top of the tower that looks like it's been very recently like carved out of the top of the tower. And then there is a bowl that's been set into the basin that's about as wide as your chest. Looks like it's got a little bit of water in it.
Okay. Well, there's something shiny out there, and I'm gonna back slowly down the tower.
Let me see.
Bad news, guys. There's a bird. There's a bird on the east tower.
Oh boy.
There's an ooze below us.
Also, someone's collecting water up on the top of this one, which means someone's probably inside.
I would say that your character, when you describe do you describe what's up there?
Yeah, briefly.
So with a clear description, the diplomat would be able to have their knowledge of cultures to know that bowl, that basin, is much like the description of it. It is much too big for a mouse or a mouse-sized creature, so it's a larger creature that it has that bowl. That it looks more like a bowl that's been set out, not like a water drum that's set up.
Okay.
So something much bigger.
So not for the purpose of collecting rainwater. It's just someone's bowl.
Yeah, it's someone's bowl that just had a little bit of water in it.
I think it might be best to head that direction, away perhaps from the bird.
Yes, let's go down to the town. There's something shiny and red in there. It looked like maybe some metal or some glass or something. It's probably going to kill us, but let's go slowly.
And if it's anything of worth, we're not going to steal it, correct?
Wait, are
I
you
didn't
guys saying
say
go
that.
down into the tower?
No,
Or are you
into the
saying-
town. Into the town.
Is go
Okay.
on the map. I think they're suggesting going this way. Going.
Oh, yeah,
towards-
no, if we can do that, let's go. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's avoid that.
Totally. I'm down.
Yeah. Just like that. That's exactly what I'm saying. Let's do it.
I don't know why this is like. There we go. All right. You guys head across further into the town. So as you guys go along, from Southeast Tower moving into the town, there is this big old gnarled mass of brambles on the surface. And moving through them would be very difficult for anything that's that much bigger than you guys. But actually it's pretty safe for you all because the brambles make it to where like it's slow going for you, but it's so tightly packed that for anything that much bigger than you, it's going to be pretty close to impassable. So we're on the surface. So back to navigation stuff. is the goal to navigate towards that red light that you saw in the distance?
I believe so. We don't have any other landmark that we know of once we're in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'm assuming I'm still navigating, yeah?
Yes. You are navigating. You have knowledge of a landmark, so you've had someone that would be able to provide you assistance. So if you have like really good intel, or for example, you had someone who climbed up really high and they could see down, you get 2 ranks of 8. So you have +2 to whatever your bonus is.
+2. Okay. So then again rolling the 1d20 plus the 7 I normally get, except also the 2. Okay.
Yes. And you're
Stand aside, friends. They don't call me Bramblebush for nothing. Okay, good. You were
They
good.
call you Bramblebush?
I'm saying you're looking for 21.
Oh shoot. Okay, that's not nothing.
Oh,
Whoa.
no.
Whoa, hold. That's not the right number. What did I roll? Oh, I rolled 1 divided by a d20. So that's, I don't know quite what I got there. Let's try again, friends. Let's try again. Oh no, a 14.
The first one would have been a 17. And so if it's easy for me to tell what the roll was supposed to be, I always go with the...
Oh, no, I would love that, please, because the one I rolled after was a nightmare of my terrible typoing.
So it is still a normal fail, but it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, well.
So we have...
Wait. Oh, yeah. Nope. Yep. Normal
Wait.
fail.
I don't have dice, but I have I have roll 20. I'm so used to not having dice around me because the DM almost never rolls.
Right.
Ooh.
What did you roll? A 2. Okay.
So generally speaking, the players want to roll high. If I'm rolling, you want to see me roll big numbers. If you're rolling, you want to see big numbers. Small numbers means something unfortunate is possible to happen. Unfortunately, I rolled 2 1s.
That's the worst, right?
That is yeah, the worst
Doesn't get
answer.
lower than 1 on a die.
You critically failed punishing us, which means
Hold
we
on.
win.
Oh, you're right to say there's nothing less than a 1 on a die, but I do recall in campaign 2, Yuri rolled negatives.
Yeah, well, that's with modifiers.
I rolled a 9.125 just now. Okay, we're in a different space.
Yuri can summon negative modifiers out of the ether. I won't worry about Yuri. Yeah.
All right.
The last game we just played, we used Yuri's ability to roll low to actually succeed. It was beautiful. It was magical. All right. So you've done terrible things to us. I acknowledge this.
All right, so you went through an area, and as you're moving along, you had to move through the brambles, and you guys do encounter something in the brambles. So the sneak target number you're looking for is 20, and the lookout target number you're looking for is 23.
Okay, Yuri's listening right now.
Shoot. I'm not going to use my foresight, because if something goes haywire, we're going to need it then.
Yeah. I guess I'm still acting as lookout. So
You can swap if you want to. And the rogue is actually a pretty good lookout. I think the rogue has training in perception. So you wanted,
it is irrelevant. I have rolled a 3 on the die.
oof.
So it's either a 10 stealth or a 9 perception.
Okay. Now I'm nervous. I guess.
I would say you roll sneak.
I'll do the blind.
Let us be totally blind, but maybe you can get us out of here.
Okay.
Sure. Although I rolled assuming I was doing stealth. If we're sticking to the declare it first kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, fair enough. Then I'll do primary lookout, which is not going to be any better. It's 17 flat.
17. It's not bad. So it's a normal fail. So we've got fail for sneak and lookout. So they get the opportunity to choose whether they engage, which is now our first aggression check. So Cindy, since you are ready for battle and your character has intimidate, then you get to roll. You're going to roll 2d6 for disposition for the creatures. So you think of your like normal reaction roll in like older school D&D. You get a +2, 1 because you're ready for battle, and 2 because you are intimidating.
Okay.
And I will let you know that you're looking for a total of 9 or better.
9 or better. Okay.
You got this. You got
So this is plus. You said +2.
+2. Mhm.
I rolled a 6.
6 total. All right.
Total.
So what
Womp
happens?
womp.
I wish I was gonna actually touch in for your roll, but that's not. I can't do it on a D20.
Can't do it for the 2d6, which is one of the reasons that there is the delineation in the system. Basically, everything will, when you give a bonus to D20 rolls or bonus to non-D20 rolls, that's how it determines, oh, this matters or this doesn't, rather than having a lot of complex wording. It's just, is it a D20? Then you get this kind of bonus. Is it not a D20? You get a different kind of bonus.
Love it. It's very clean.
Guys, we only have 7 minutes left to do a party wipe before break.
Well,
Let's see what we can fail at next.
Let's see what we can do here. All right.
I feel completely in control of the situation.
Failed aggression. So they are aggressive, and we're gonna get into initiatives.
Okay.
Do we at least, before we go to break, get to know what the thing is?
Oh yes,
No,
yes.
Okay,
we're at break when Gary says we're at break. I was just
Okay, very good.
making
very
a
good.
joke.
So what we're gonna do is everybody is gonna roll for initiative. Now, initiative is not a D20 check. If you look on your character sheet in the very top left-hand corner, it'll tell you what you roll for initiative. So initiative, the way that it scales, you're likely all rolling different numbers, and you're looking for a specific target number. So our target number for initiative is 10.
Okay.
Oof. I am not going to meet that.
Okay.
And for context, an initiative target number of 10 is very high. That means what you're fighting is quite fast.
It's a snake.
I rolled a 9. So close.
Here we go. I rolled a flipping 3.
Oh,
I
wait,
rolled
but no, that's not true because I get to roll at 1d4.
I rolled a 10 exactly.
Hold on, do I get to reroll?
So the 10 is a success. So
Max Taylor says hi.
12. I rolled 12.
Actually,
No.
Taylor says Max.
Taylor.
what did Bramblewish get?
3.
And Jack got what?
Oh, I got 10 exactly.
10 exactly.
Yeah.
That's
All right. 2 successes, which is honestly quite impressive for a level 1's going against a target number 10.
Did you get my actual number? Because I forgot to roll my 1d4.
Yes, 12. So you
Okay.
succeeded.
Okay.
So there's a handout in Roll20 that sort of explains the way initiative goes. We will actually go over that once we come back from break. But I will, before initiative happens, there's going to be a thing where the monster gets to act. They get a surprise round on you. So they're going to take surprise. And you see, as you're making your way through a bramble, you get to an opening in the bramble, and you can see there is a section where the ground is collapsed in slightly, a little sinkhole. And you see there's a tunnel. There's the top of a tunnel going down. And as you're like, oh, maybe this is a way forward. This is something we can see. You see this sort of blur of something out of the side of your face as a weasel blurs around the corner to come after you. And the weasel has a glaive that they're holding up in one hand, and she flies in and just takes the glaive and runs it across the group of people. So,
Shields up.
So this character has something called the Assassinate ability. So when they get the jump on something, they get an additional 2 ranks of aid. So that means you are what's called crippled in your defense. So what we'll do before we go to break is we'll do the check here for how this works. So in All Mice Die, your dice are what determines things. I'm not going to roll attack rolls against you. I'm going to tell you what the target number is, and you're going to make a defensive check. If you're using the character sheets in Roll20, there's a thing that says defensive saving throw. You can click it, and it'll ask you what you're doing. If you're using the character sheet, you'll see the defenses are on the right, and you'll have AC, Fortitude, Reflex, and Resolve. And that's what we're going to be doing. So because they're getting the jump, they're going to be crippled, and I'm going to just randomly determine how many attacks is they get 2 attacks. So I'm going to pick 2 people. We got D4. The 2 and 3, which will be Mitzi and Jack, are going to be our 2 people. I need for both of you guys to make me a TN 18 AC. Now you are crippled, so you're rolling twice and taking the lower.
And that is a D20. Well, a D20 plus the AC number, right?
Yep.
And
Plus whatever it says next to AC.
Crippled.
Okay. And can I use my shield block though?
You would normally be able to, because you are
was-
surprised you cannot, unfortunately.
Is it worth me using my foresight for one of you now?
You can't because you're surprised.
Oh,
I
fair
rolled a total
enough. You think
of
I was coming? Oh,
What was the total?
total of 20. It's AC, right?
Yep. Did you roll twice and take the
Oh,
lower?
wait. No, I'm so sorry. I took the higher. 15.
15. Okay, so that's a hit. And Jack?
So this is just a real sad moment for me because I got my best roll of the night, which is a nat 20, but I also rolled a 5 on the other die, so that's a 9 total.
All right. Because she has 2 ranks of aid, the 9 will be a critical fail.
Mhm.
And the other will be a normal fail.
In
Now,
that case, can I do watch out to?
if you weren't surprised, it's an excellent plan. Yes. Now, here's the big thing, right? So we talked a little bit about this before we started, where one of the big things with the way that this game can feel a little bit different is if you have the ability to choose how you engage and what you're doing, it makes a massive difference. And this is why it makes a massive difference, because a lot of things tend to end immediately. So there's going to be a hit on Cindy from the glaive. So Cindy, that is 12 points of slashing damage.
Oh, jeez.
So I go down because I had 6 hit points.
And what does your starting feature say? Your heavily armored feature?
Oh, I have to make it bigger. Hang on. Resist 3 slashing damage.
Yep. So you'll take 3 less. So you'll take a total of 9. And so you have 6 hit points. You go to -3. It is important that you know that you're at -3 because it'll make a difference here in a second.
Yep, I remember reading about that. I got it. Okay.
Jack. Now, when a critical hit is rolled in this game, you don't roll extra dice. You just take whatever the dice would have been and you maximize them. So that means that Jack takes 29 points of slashing damage.
Cool. So I don't even know anything happened.
You have that blinking moment where the glaive just passes through, and you're not sure what's happened.
I'm suddenly in a little boat on a black river with a guy in a robe.
We'll do this one last check, and then we'll break. So we're gonna do mortality. So in All Mice Die, there's no death saving throws. There's no wait around and see what happens. Mice die on their feet. When you go to mortality, you make a check and see how long you have left to live. So if you're using Roll20, you can click on the character and you click mortality. Man, it's really, I don't know if you people can hear the storm in the background, but it's really loud.
I heard that.
I heard a little bit of it.
A little bit. I don't think our characters are on the board.
You can pull them out if you want to from the journal. Just
I didn't realize. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
You guys should have permissions to pull everything out if you want to. But mortality, what you do is you're going to roll a d20, you add your constitution modifier, if any, and then you subtract the amount of damage below 0 you are. So we'll do Cindy first. So you're going to roll a d20, you're going to take away 3 and add your con mod.
Oh my god. I just rolled a 4. So 1. So a total of 3.
Total of 3. And then there's a little chart, which I'll share here. So at mortality, a total of 3 means you are mortally wounded. You will die in 1 round unless you get magical healing.
Oh,
So
no.
you get 1 turn one full go of initiative to get some sort of magical healing. Now, one of the things you'll find out here in a minute when we come back from break is you actually have a potion on you, so you can drink your potion and not die. And you're never unconscious in the game unless you're dead, or you can be magically slept, but you don't go unconscious from injury.
Gotcha.
Jack, I need you to make me the 1d20 minus 26, I think.
It's actually minus 27 because my con is -1.
Nice.
It's real low, but I think I'm dying instantly because I only had 3 hit points.
Yes.
Oh, wait, so is that 24 impact to his thing? Because if he had 3 and then it's the 27 or the 29?
It was
So
29. It was 29 points of damage.
29
on 3 hit
damage.
points.
Yeah.
And
So
then
Which then he went to 26, but then 27 because of the native con.
Yeah.
Now there, my apologies. Gotcha.
yeah, my mortality roll came up 12, so -1 it really came up 11, and then subtract 26 from that, whatever that comes out to. It's like -15 or something.
Yeah, we have that dramatic moment where he's looking around to see what happened, and then one half of the road goes this way, and the other half of the road goes that way.
Oh,
And
Gordon.
It'll be initiative when we get back from break.
Gordon, you're going to find a note on my body that says, "Tell my wife to burn the chest."
oh wow.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching me die. We'll be back in 10 minutes, and I'm going to be somebody else.
Excellent.
Let's do it.
I did.
Guys, there's so many mice down here. There's so many mice in the underworld. We're all dead.
That's amazing.
Beautiful. So if you can share the Roll20 thing for people, because I went ahead and did what I do, which is sketch up a real quick. Hey, this is just showing your relationship where things are, so you can see kind of what's going on. The brambles that you guys just came out of, and then there's a tunnel that you saw opened up, and then while you were looking at the tunnel, coming out of the brambles was this weasel who has sort of heavy armor on just like a breastplate, and has a glaive and a set of javelins on her back. So she comes in, slices down, and then she looks around, and we now have initiative. So we've rolled initiative, and we'll talk a little bit about how initiative works in the system. So the way that initiative functions is there's a target number you want to try to beat, and then if you can beat it by a bunch, you get extra benefits. But initiative always follows the same sort of resolution of stuff that happens. So the very first thing that happens in initiative is morale. So we determine, is there any reason why the enemies would want to change what they're doing? And in this instance, no, they're very happy with the situations. Then we have the players pick their morale. There are 3 player pieces of morale. There is fight, if we're because we're assuming combat. Fight, retreat, or flee. Retreat means we're all going to try to, in easy order, get away to where no one's engaged with anything at the end of the round. And then if nobody's engaged, we all skedaddle. Flee is every mouse for themselves, just get away from here and hope that somebody lives. So this is what the group has to pick. So the beginning of morale, you need to pick. Are you fighting? Are you retreating? Or are you fleeing? You can always change, but the change does not take effect until the beginning of the next round.
Fuck.
Okay, question. I see us laid out here on a grid. Is that grid relevant? Like if I see where I'm at, am I actually in a relatively safe position at this moment? Like they can't hit me, or is this more theater of the mind, and we're just sort of using this? You know what I mean?
Sort of in the middle. The goal of the grid is to give you some idea of where we are. So it's closer to theater of the mind than it is to tactical combat.
Okay.
This is so, I grabbed a couple of chess pieces and I put them in the middle of the table version.
Got it. So I am still in danger from this thing's melee weapon, even though they seem to be farther away, right?
You wouldn't be in melee with them. The 2 people that were in melee, one of which is still alive, are the ones that are in melee, and I kind of put Max I put Gordon and Bramblebush a little bit further back, just because that's how it seemed to lay out who they were going to be able to attack.
I have a question as well. The potion that I have says potion of heroism.
Mhm.
How does that help me with health?
So when you drink the potion, you get temporary hit points. So you will not go above 0, but the potion counts as magical healing, so it'll stop you from death. You won't gain any real health back, but you won't die.
Okay.
Okay. Does health reset at the end of an encounter, or does it stay where it is?
Health stays where it is. And generally speaking, mice get 1 hit point back per day.
Hey, great.
If anyone wants to loot my body, I have a potion of heroism on there as well, and a couple of torches that might come in handy.
Also true.
Okay. I feel like it's a valid question to ask. What are our odds right now? Like, we've lived in the world. We understand what a weasel is. Is this a oh shit, get out of here, or is this a 3 mice against 1 weasel? How common would we have heard the story of 3 mice taking down a weasel?
Great question.
So on here, there's that handout that says all mice know. All mice know that
I read that.
weasels, they are slavers. They will work mice to death and then eat them. The assumption is that a group of mice together might be able to take down a weasel, but if the weasel has the jump on you, the weasel was able to see that there were 4 of you and they chose to engage anyways. That's probably a bad sign.
Okay.
Hey.
If we're assuming the weasel is smart.
Okay, do we want to play character or do we want to play tactical? Because my character would piss himself and run immediately.
I say we run.
I'm thinking also because, I mean, the thing took me down and I'm the freaking fighter.
Yeah, so I guess the question here is, you said there's a difference between retreating and fleeing. Mechanically, what is the difference?
All right. So if you retreat, we resolve the round of combat. And then at the end of the round of combat, if nobody is tied down, or if you say the person who's tied down is, is gone for this world, then we escape. Then we move to whether the creature chooses to follow you or not. It was the secondary aggression check. Basically, are they aggressive enough to keep chasing you down? If you do flee, then we don't have combat like this. You guys immediately scatter, and then we do the aggression check to see whether they follow you or not. But you don't get to work together as a group. The assumption is you guys all go different directions because you just want to make somebody survive.
But we have to make that decision before we take any action on the turn, right?
Yes. So this is the very first thing you do is, what is the group's stance going to be?
I feel like in this situation with the both of us getting hit the way we did, I feel like we would just flee.
Yeah.
Just, like, scatter.
Yep,
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Okay. So we have chosen to flee, which means whenever somebody gets to act, they can then flee. So there's nothing that happens in that environment. So the next thing that happens is monsters who have commands may issue commands. The weasel has a command. And nobody critically succeeded initiative, so they get to do their command. The weasel pulls itself up, and the body undulates back and forth. And you see this weird sort of rhythmic dance as the weasel draws your attention onto them and tries to lull you into kind of not understanding what's happening. Now, if anyone doesn't know this is something that weasels do in real life. When they hunt, they will dance and sort of break the brain of the prey, and then they will pounce on them when they are just standing there looking stupid.
Wow.
That is what the weasel is doing to you guys. So
That weasel.
we will have one person who succeeded initiative who can choose to try to escape before the dance resolves. So because you succeeded at initiative, you get to act. And since we are fleeing, you can drink your potion and skedaddle out of the scene before the lullaby resolves. Is that what your character wants to do?
Yeah, that's what she's going to do. That's what we decided to do.
Mhm.
Max and, or I should say, Gordon and Bramblebush. I need for you two to make me a TN 18 resolve.
The resolve. Okay. Do I have anything special for resolves?
Did we add the number to our roll?
Whatever it says next to resolve is what you're adding.
Copy that.
Okay, so oh my gosh, hold on. I got
17.
Oh no, hold on.
I rolled 11. Plus 6.
I've double clicked. Oh, there. Okay, well,
I'm just stuck in the chat window now because I've worked something in Roll20, so that's fine. Roll 1d20 plus. I actually have a 7 in resolve. Surprisingly.
Druids have very good resolve.
13.
Unfortunately, that is not a success. So you go, you see this thing, and you're thinking, hey, we need to run. Hey, we need to go. We need to run.
But it's so interesting that that's so.
Each target who can see this creature while they are dancing becomes hindered 1, which means you take -1 to everything, basically. And your movement speed is reduced to 0.
Ooh.
So the fighter
Actually,
has...
nope,
Go ahead.
I'm great. Nope, keep going. Doing great. Nope, everything's fine. Thought I had something. Don't have it.
So goes forward, and you hear this sort of strange chittering, chomping sound that Bramblebush has no idea what's happening, but the diplomat knows all common languages. Weasel is a common language, so you know what they are saying. And she says, "Do either of you little county-lings know how to speak the proper tongue? Come now, speak to me." And she takes her hand out, sort of like tickles underneath your chin as she continues to undulate back and forth.
I'm not. I know the proper etiquette to interact with them, so I think I'm gonna try to copy their dance as well.
You can't move while she's dancing. So the effect of
You're like riveted.
Yeah,
You have lost the dance off.
Oh, apologies.
You already lost the dance off.
Yeah, I say, in their tongue, "I know your language."
Oh my god, it's gotten him too. I just hear chittering. I have no idea what the hell.
Does this one? And she kind of like goes over top of Bramblebush, sort of runs her hand over his head as she's undulating around on top of him.
Not quite. I am the translator.
Well, in that case.
No.
And she just...
Oh no.
Yeah. So she is empowered against you.
Oh no.
When someone asks if you're a god,
You say
You
yes.
say yes.
you say
Okay,
yes.
so I have to make a 21 AC.
Yes.
Can I do spiritual guidance?
Yes, you can. I was going to say, I would recommend using spiritual guidance in this instance.
I am going to roll my 1d20, starting here, 1d20. That's not great.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you
but I
don't
get the
lose,
plus
you'll
3,
get the plus
right?
3,
Yeah. So now, and what am I rolling? I have to roll AC, which is -1, 1d20, -1. So I guess just plus 7. And I guess that's everything. Oh, and then plus 3, so it's plus 10 because I got the wisdom modifier as well.
What's the plus 7 from?
The plus 7 is my. Oh wait, what? Oh, I guess no, I don't get to do that. No, forgive me. So it's -1, but plus 3, so it's plus 2. Okay, and it's a, oh god. Okay, so I just basically have to crit. That didn't happen.
And that is not how that works. So that is 29 points of damage to the druid.
Cool. Okay. Well, that did go well.
So give me 1d20. How much health does a druid have? I think 3. 3. So, and what is your Constitution modifier?
My Constitution modifier is a 2.
Is a 2. All right. So, go ahead and roll me a d20, and you're subtracting 24.
I got a negative 19.
Yeah. So she just, don't need you anymore, and just slits the druid's throat, and then just lets him collapse as she dances in front of you and goes up to you.
Oh no. Okay, what do I know about their, like, how they live in the recent?
So when she walks forward and she's doing that sort of undulating motion, you can see that on her chest there is a symbol of a shield with a trident on it.
Okay.
An expert diplomat would be able to know what that symbol is. You can go ahead and make a check. So give me a diplomacy check. You're looking for, I think it's 18. It is 18.
Christ. Okay.
And even on a fail, you'll know something.
Once you're seen, that's still the ally thing. Okay, 18.
18. So you know that is the crest of the Ellsworth barony. So there are on that big map that we saw earlier we were going to, there's a little arrow past the ghost town that says to the barony of the Weasel Lords. That is where the baronies are. Baroness Ellsworth, she is one of the more powerful barons. And the armor that this one is wearing looks like she has the favor of the Baroness. So this is like a sort of favored servant of the Baroness. And for context of things, the Baroness probably owns somewhere between 200 and 300 mice as chattel. So, like, she is a very powerful character, and this person is like a personal servant or something like that of the Baroness.
Would you say that there are a lot of mice in that retinue, or like
retinue might not be the right.
Well, yeah, I guess too many for this creature to recognize the faces of the chattel?
In general, yes. However, you can tell from the way she's talking, she recognizes you guys as county mice. So she recognizes you as not mice from the baronies. She is an expert diplomat, so she automatically recognizes you guys.
Shit. You know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna lie. You said it was the Baron?
Baroness. Yeah, Baroness Ellsworth.
I used to be channeled from the Baroness.
Oh, that makes sense why you know our tongue. Now, here's the thing. She does not have any insight skills. Now, you wouldn't necessarily know this, but I'm just sort of explaining rules-wise. You are trained bluff. She doesn't have any investment in insight, which means unless you tell something that is like a crazy thing, she is going to, if you give her a reason to believe, she's going to kind of follow along. That's what your trained bluff means. You're good at lying and keeping it going. So she says, so that is how you know our tongue.
Of course.
Well, then I left the right one alive. Tell me, what is down there? She points down the tunnel.
Oh. Well, it's a tunnel. Dirt, rocks, insects to eat.
So she kind of like gives you a strange look. Well, I guess I should not expect much from chattel. I need to find someone of importance. And she sort of like gestures to herself. You know she means another weasel.
Yeah.
He's gone missing here. And you had, She looks around. Oh, what of your little friends? They didn't wander off and die. I can see the blood trail. No, I can smell they lived. Good, good. Make you a deal, little one. I'm going to take this thing, and grabs the corpse of the druid, and maybe that one. Spins her glaive around and just pierces the rogue, and then lifts it up on the spike. And then we are going to have a conversation that'll end in lunch. And if you can find me that bastard Markath somewhere down that tunnel with stones and rocks, you and your remarkably resilient little county friend don't get to be dessert.
I like this a lot. You have a perfect deal.
So she nods to you, and then she just saunters off, holding the druid in one hand.
If I could
holding
make
the
one
rogue.
request before you go.
She stops and turns.
The druid has a marker. I am so sorry to inconvenience you, but can I have the badge that he wears?
She looks, and then she sees most of the mice will have their house sigil somewhere on their body.
Yeah.
She recognizes the Weatherby house. She recognizes the marker. A Weatherby. Oh, and I think he was some form of caster. She grabs and reaches in and takes the rips the badge off of his clothing, and then takes his scroll and tosses both to you.
I take it. Thank you. I'm gonna be. I feel like we're done.
Did you get 18 on the diplomacy check, right? Okay. Yeah, so you know that she's one of the Elseworth servants. You don't know her specifically. She goes off. The scene ends, and then we will go into. You can go and find Mitzi, who is stabilized at 0. So at the end of anything where you are negative hit points, if you survive the scene, you go to 0. Now, at 0, you cannot take any actions. You can still move, you can still do minor things, but you're really not like a combatant. And when we're doing like the overland travel, the random encounters and things like that, you can't take one of the roles. So when I said earlier, oftentimes people at the end of a scene, they can either switch because they're dead, or they switch because they're retiring a character. The character's been injured. This is one of the times where you probably want to switch from playing the fighter to playing something else, because you're not going to be able to act very much.
Okay. Or switch to a different character, you mean?
Yeah.
Or
So they come out and find her dead, basically? Like you crawled out and then we're just going to say you died? Like, what's the vibe?
So the idea, right, is that the narrative is that the characters you are playing are the vanguard for a larger group. And so you guys stumble back into the rest of the group and you're like, oh my God, all this stuff happened. And now the new vanguard is now made up of different people. So you basically have whenever you go doing a normal adventure in All My Sty, you set aside 3 characters to assign to that adventure. And those are the characters that are supposed to be out on adventure doing stuff. If you run out of all 3, then you are actually out for the whole session. But that's very rare. But when you run out of a character, once the scene is over, the assumption is that you can then sort of swap out freely.
Oh, okay. And I had just decided that mine was just going to be all 3 fighters, so I could learn that type.
Okay.
Oh, amazing.
The next one's name is just Fitzy. You just changed the first letter to an F.
Nice.
Amazing. All right, I'm coming back as a guardian. What's that?
I was just asking. What you got.
Oh yeah,
Wait, I was coming back as a guardian. We're both guardians.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But however,
I was going to do something different. Go ahead, Sydney.
Oh, I was going to say, I am going to say that I realize now that I didn't really need to do that, because this is actually really easy to learn.
Oh yeah.
But I could have just gone with something different, but that's fine.
Yeah, and you can still if you want to. Like it's as we switch around, you could decide to pop over and play the rogue, because then we won't have anyone playing the rogue, or you could play the wizard, because we don't have anyone playing a wizard right now.
How about I do that? I'll grab the robe real quick.
Fantastic.
Edward, what's your new name?
I'll still
New name is Brutus, sir.
Brutus?
Of,
I'm Big Bruce.
Yeah, it's perfect. what family are you from?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever it says on the sheet, it's probably the same sheet you're using. So,
let's just say we're brothers then.
love it.
All right, done.
Brutus and
yeah.
Big Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've added Big to my name because people get Brutus and Bruce mixed up.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Fate is how you say the name of that house.
I'm sorry, say it again.
The name of the house that you guys belong to is House Fate.
Yes.
Aedt. So I believe that's yeah.
All right.
Oh, you know why I was confused? The Guardian sheet actually has name instead of house, where it would say House Fate.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
that is an error.
Mm.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Cool. Oh my god! If I had only had this character like literally one session earlier,
One half of a session earlier.
Literally one encounter earlier. But that's fine. Let's do it.
Ew.
Yeah. All right. So we come trotting up. And are you going to be with us as well, Cindy? Are you playing the rogue?
I'm gonna be playing the rogue. Yeah.
Are you still called Fitzy?
Yes.
Great.
I'm dying on that hill.
That's totally fine. I honestly didn't believe they'd get this far. I'm pretty impressed. And then I come upon Mitzi's body. Oh, nope, spoke too soon.
I'm going through the rogue's gear.
The rogue gear is gone.
Oh, that's
'Cause,
right. She stabbed our
took it
bodies
off.
and took them
Off
away.
with the
Yeah.
rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing she left behind the scroll from the
scroll
druid,
badge,
and
yeah.
she gave the badge back.
So Mitzi's body is the only one laying there.
Mhm.
And Mitzi's
Well, I
not
thought-
dead.
I thought Mitzi
She's
ran.
just-
Oh yeah, she's not dead.
Yeah.
She's just
She ran
like-
away.
done.
She's hurt. Yeah.
She needs to go recuperate.
hmm
All right, so we sort of come headfirst into Gordon. I'm assuming you give us the.
Oh my God!
what's going on.
Hey, Gordon, what's going on? What's with all the blood?
I'm glad you're here.
I give you guys a big bear hug, and I just start weeping.
Yeah, no touching, no touching.
It's been bad. It's been real bad.
Do I smell glaive?
Oh, that's Glaive for sure. Are you
Oh,
even screwing
no.
around with Glaive, Gordon?
I don't. It was real bad. They came out of nowhere. They killed.
They?
And named. And ate.
Was it more than one person or just like a non-binary person? I'm a very open-minded mouse to work with.
It was the weasels.
How many
Oh, a
weasels?
weasel. Was it
How
a
many were
weasel?
there?
Or-
How are you
Weasel
It
still
was just the
alive?
one, dude.
There was one weasel.
Oh, one.
It was 10 of them. Hundreds. They were everywhere.
I look at Big Bruce, and I look at Big Bruce and Fitzy. I mean, we got to turn around. What the fuck? I'm not fighting 10 weasels.
I don't know how many
got
10
this
is.
bad situation.
No, it's okay. I made a deal with them.
What?
I can speak their language.
That doesn't improve.
That doesn't really.
I can barely speak this language.
Well, we know that, Big Bruce, and we still love you.
What's the deal?
Remind me. The deal was I find one of their weasels. The other weasel.
Marcus.
We need so we need to find Marketh Ellsworth. She thinks he's somewhere in the town. She's gonna go and have lunch, and then if you do not come and find her, she's gonna find you, and you're gonna be dessert.
I explain all of this to you.
So where were the other 9 weasels?
They
I don't
were
see
everywhere.
very many weasel tracks. I mean, I'm not a hunter or anything, but
They clean up after themselves. They've gotten smarter.
Except for that one that talked to you.
yeah.
I
Okay,
don't know. But I made it out alive, and I'm very
How
thankful.
does this weasel expect us to go into their town and ask around for? I am very confused.
Most likely with our mouths.
Without
Gordon,
being eaten.
Again, for clarity, right? The Prairie Dog Ghost Town is here.
Yeah.
The weasels live in the barony that is further west, so they don't live here.
Oh, I
Right,
was
yeah.
confused. I was
That's
like, why
what-
are you having us go into their hole?
No. So the person that gave you the instruction, they were in the ghost town looking for another weasel, and found you guys. And then since one of you guys can talk, she's gonna have you guys do the work for her. And if you fail, then she gets to hunt you down and kill you. So win-win.
Here's
I
the plan.
want-
Here's
that
the
makes
plan.
a whole lot more sense.
We go in there and we do our thing and we completely ignore all this weasel stuff and then go home.
What if I die?
What if I die?
We're mice.
That's a more
Our motto
important
is we
question.
all die. Let's go.
Yeah. And if you look real close at our motto, it says Gordon first. Let's go.
Matt's first.
I don't want to die. I want to
Wrong
live.
game, kid.
Well, Gordon, so far you've been getting what you want. So let's keep going.
Yeah.
So where does the group want to go? Do you guys want to go
We're
to the site of the battle and go down underground? Do you guys want to go some other way? You pretty much can't keep going the direction you were going because you know that that's where she went.
Right.
I want to. My thought was so. Wait. So we need to go to the Prairie Dog Ghost Town anyway, because
And you're
that's
there.
where-
You're the whole region you're in is in the ghost town.
So we need to be looking around for the grandson of Lord Weatherby, right?
Yes.
All right. So here's the plan. Different plan. Like I'm gonna yes and Big Bruce's plan. We go in there looking for Lord Weatherby, but if anybody asks us, we're looking for this Ellsworth guy. And ideally, Mr. Diplomat, you could tell us some way that we could disguise ourselves as chattel mice.
I could put on a wig.
Big Bruce, I told you to hold on that wig until it's really important.
Is it
We're
now?
gonna have to rip up our
Nice.
clothing.
So you don't have to rip up your clothing, but you would need to take off or hide any sort of family sigils. So
All right,
that-
so we definitely put it in bags, whatever we can do.
We're gonna have to
Dirty
walk
faces.
on all fours. I kind of like walking on my feet and acting like these are hands.
Gordon.
in universe, generally speaking, the mice do go on all fours. They go up on their hind legs for.
You're ruining this game, Max.
All the mice do that except for Gordon.
Gordon,
always
you are a
telling
freak,
Gordon,
and no one trusts you.
you're a
I
freak.
wanna
Two-legged
run
weasel lover.
I want to get into
Like a
cooking. I
weasel.
want to sit on somebody's head and use them as a puppet.
Now, I have a question
Go ahead.
that I need to know the answer to, and I'm not super partial as long as I know where it is. Is Gordon keeping the scroll?
Gordon's not keeping the scroll.
Okay.
Gordon
Because
will
you
give
can
it to
cast the spell if you want, but I just need to know who is taking the
I mean,
scroll.
I don't have the ability to cast anything. Oh wait, it's I'm sorry. It's which ones? It's I know it's intelligence or charisma or wisdom.
Yeah, so it's the three lower stats. It's the int, wiz, charisma.
Yeah.
It's your mental stats. So
Yeah, no, I'm low on all that shit. So yeah, anybody else wants it?
I'm pretty low on it. I only have.
I have wisdom, I guess. Perception,
Okay.
wisdom.
Yeah,
I'm
go
gonna give
for it.
to Fitzy.
I guess that's me.
Yeah.
What does it do?
So
Does water.
the scroll is create water, and if you cast it normally, which if you're going to cast a spell as a rogue, you don't want to try to be fancy. You want to cast it normally. If you
That's
cast it normally, it summons water. So you make a nature check, and you get half as much clear, clean water, half as many gallons of clear, clean water.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ooh, that's nice.
Which, conversation on perspective, real quick. What does that mean?
That's an enormous amount of water. That's a torrential amount of water for us. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
ton of water.
So- For in like normal D&D, create water is we create drinking water for the day. In this game, it's more like summon swimming pool.
Yeah, I love it.
Water.
Love that. And we're going to be in tunnels, so that could actually be extremely useful and dangerous.
And dangerous. Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's shall we start searching around in this area for
Yeah.
the Weathersby grandchild?
That is
So-
our mission.
The plan be to go, because you found that tunnel entrance. Would you guys go down into that tunnel where you guys fought?
Light the torches, get on down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So you go underground. Now, here's where we get to the question of torches and light. So for humans, walking around in the dark is a good way to get stabbed or to fall on your face. For mice, their whiskers and they're used to low light environment, they don't actually need a lot of light in order to move around. You're not going to be encumbered going around in actual darkness.
Okay.
However, they do not have like dark vision. So you'll miss a lot of details and you miss a lot of things that you can see just because you don't have a light source. Now, those of you guys that do have torches, the torches are not like I've got a stick with a flame on the end, because that does not function at your scale. Even if you had like a matchstick, right, with a little thing, it would go out almost immediately.
Right.
And you also don't need that much light. That's for a human. For a mouse, the way your torches work is what you have are these cones. And in the bottom of the cone, there's a little ember. So you pull off the cap, blow down the thing, and then it shines a little bit of almost like a red flashlight, a little ember light to be able to look around. That is the standard torch for a mouse. So if you have the torch, you're not going to be quite as big of broadcast to everybody that, hey, there's a giant fire here. Things that are used to being sensitive to light will still notice you a lot easier, but it's not quite as big of a beacon on yourself. And you can walk around in the darkness without it hurting you, but it will be harder to notice details. So as we go underground, the group needs to decide, is anyone lighting a torch? And if so, who is taking the torch?
I'm down to light a torch, just because like we're looking for someone, we're looking for details.
Yeah.
Missing details would really work us like that.
Yeah, I agree. Someone needs a torch.
Yeah.
I'll go up front too, because I am a guardian. I will 100% take lead there.
Okay.
All right. So,
Yeah, but to be clear though, I am from an industrial region, so my torch is actually a glow stick from a nightclub. So I break it once and then we go off in that way.
Brutus, I told you to stop carrying that gigantic thing.
But how
those
useful does it look
exist
right
in
now?
the setting,
I
but
know.
they're quite expensive.
Oh, you can't. So you can get a glow stick, but it's like,
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh
amazing.
yeah. And getting one from House Fate is typically how you go about getting one. So like you're right on the money.
I'm telling you.
There's
morning,
two
Ramon.
pieces that I need to know. One, because we did switch out some characters, I kind of need to know who is doing what role again. And we kind of need to say, all right, I'm navigation, I'm whatever. And the second thing is I need to know who is holding the torch. Now the Guardian can go shield and torch. However, if someone is playing the rogue, and I think Cindy is now playing the rogue.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, what does thievery do? What does trained thievery say?
You can use your tail as a free hand.
So one of the big things that oftentimes having someone who's a thief, they can just they can be the one that holds the torch and they still have both of their hands to do stuff.
That's cool. I'll hold the
nice.
torch.
That's cool. Yeah, by all means.
Great.
We have it's dungeoneering or survival.
Well,
to
you and I both
navigate.
have good dungeoneering.
I'm down if you want to do it, or I'll do it. Which actually,
You can both do it, yeah.
yeah. Do we want to just go both?
Yeah, how about I go secondary and you can
Okay.
go primary?
Okay, that works. That works for me.
I guess I'll do the sneak.
Okay.
And I'll do secondary.
You can do secondary sneak, or you probably want to have someone on lookout because you're trying to find stuff.
Or I'll do.
Oh,
Okay.
good call.
Do I have a lookout?
Yeah, you've got perception. The rogue is pretty good
Oh,
at lookout.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. I'll do lookout then.
It's so interesting. The warlord is actually fairly decent at sneak, and the rogue is actually fairly good at scouting. That's just, I mean, it makes sense. It does track. Okay, so I'm doing dungeoneering. Oh no!
The second-
Wait,
the
I'm
secondary
rolling
is-
first. Secondary rolls
Oh,
first.
Yep.
Of course, yeah, go for it. I'm just doing my math in there.
So I got 2 ranks. And 8 plus 5, 13.
13. So 13 is a fail, which means you get a +1. So it's 1 rank of aid.
Okay, so that's just going to be a +1 to me.
Yep, plus 1 to you.
Okay, so I'm +5. That's going to give me +6. Roll 1d20 plus my dungeoneering plus the aid.
And you're looking for a total of 21.
Oh, I got nowhere near that at all.
That is a critical fail.
Yes. Do I have anything where I can like? Don't I get to reroll something one time? Nope.
Nope.
I can't do it for that. Nope. Okay.
Nope. Yeah, the being from the block is all defensive saves, which being able to reroll a defense is actually really handy.
Of course.
But it's not going to help you in this instance.
Okay. I need to
right.
change to a new roll 20 because this one is rolling like shit. I'm just saying.
Just hit Control F5.
Yeah, so 2d6 and you reroll the 6s, or if you want, you can just roll 2d4. Or you reroll 5s and 6s, or you can just roll 2d4.
I got 1 + 3.
1 plus 3. So 4. All right.
I am moving with my shield up just so we're clear though.
And the first, no, they're both odds. Okay. Sorry, I have to scroll.
Seem to keep failing a lot of stuff. Anyone else notice that?
Yeah, my rolls have been really shit tonight.
Failing isn't always like the end of the world. Critically failing tends to be pretty brutal in this game.
Nice words
No,
from
that's
literally
true.
the only person who can't die here.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
We killed God, you guys. All right.
All right. So here is the thing. Okay, I've got the thing pulled up. So where are? Ooh, that's not the best. All right. So our sneak and lookout target numbers are 23 and 26.
Oh boy. Good luck, you guys.
Oh my god.
Best wishes. We'll be behind you. We'll be over here behind the shields.
Yeah. Bruce and Brutus are just behind the shields.
Oh no.
Okay.
I got. Shoot, what was my number? I got 18.
18, so normal fail on lookout.
Okay.
I'm starting to figure out why all the mice die.
And you can also see how it kind of snowballs, right? If you have a critical fail, that means you found something that's pretty nasty, in which case the target numbers are pretty high. But if you don't fail, then you found the ferryman, right? It's like, okay, well, this is not that bad.
Yeah.
I'm realizing now, as the druid, I should have been re-rolling y'all's fails. Like that's what we should have. That's what I should have actually used. That was a huge blunder on my part.
There was I had the chance to reroll 1 stealth as the rogue as well. That's per adventure.
Oh, well, that's really good to know for Cindy.
Yeah.
My turn for the bluff.
Oh.
But you're doing lookout, so forget it.
That is a 19.
19. So fail and fail. So they're both normal fails, which means this creature gets to choose whether to attack you or not, which means there is an aggression check being made. Now, normally, if someone is ready for battle, they're the one that gets to make the aggression check. Since nobody was ready for battle,
oh, right, of course.
then we will have Big Bruce. Give me a 2d6, please.
Sure, boss.
You're looking for a total of 10.
If I put them like this, it's 11.
Not what you're hoping for.
No.
Okay.
Wait, so what'd you actually roll?
You rolled 2 ones.
Oh God. Oh, if I put them like this. Sorry, I was like, that's a weird way to say you got 5 and 6. That's all I could because I couldn't do the so dumb. All right.
Okay. So you guys are walking along, going down the tunnels, trying to see what's going on. You have the light source held up, and then as you guys are moving along, you can see the area is getting a little bit dimmer, a little bit darker, and as is it Fitzy? Is this one? No, this is Fitzy. As Fitzy kind of blows on the thing to put it back up, you can tell that the light isn't getting any lighter. It's still seems like no matter how much you blow on the torch, things are still getting darker. And then as you go to kind of go and put your tail back up to say, well, maybe I can just need to see a little bit better. You can see that the ceiling above you looks like it is a full wall of like tar on top of the ceiling as the ceiling drips down upon you and these tendrils reach down to go and attempt to dissolve you all.
Oh, nice.
Oh, the ooze. Remember the ooze?
I believe you have found something that you were not looking for. So let's see.
It's a start.
God, it's like going to the farmer's market.
Farmers. I don't know. I do not want to go to your farmer's market.
No, I'm not. I'm sure where he's shopping.
It's in Detroit. The farmers. It's extremely. Extremely unfortunate.
All right. So it is going to attempt to grab. So this is Gordon and Brutus. It does have surprise.
I do get +3 to all defensive saving throws until my first turn is
endurance. So you're looking for. Okay, so Gordon and Brutus, target number 20 AC, please.
Okay, so I get +3 plus my AC.
Okay.
Oh, thank God! Oh,
What was it?
Oh, it's a 28.
28.
Mine was almost a natural 20, and then it decided to just. So it's a 16.
16. All right. So the little blob comes down from the ceiling, tries to splash on the Guardian, and the Guardian kind of sidesteps out of the way as it gets on their armor, but not enough onto them. On Gordon. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Sweet Christmas. So like you're the only one who made it out last time. You immediately die.
Yep.
This is so bullshit.
So how much health do you have as the warlord? 4. All right, so you're at -5. So go ahead and make me a mortality. So it's 1d20 -5 plus your con mod, if any.
That is 12.
12. All right, so you can see on the little table there, a 12 means that you need to mark that you are at -5, but you're critically wounded. You'll die at the end of the scene unless you get healing. So you are in danger, but you're not necessarily dead yet. All right, everybody, give me some initiative.
Okay, and forgive me, rolling initiative is
top left-hand corner of your sheet.
1d10 for us.
The initiative target number is 1.
Oh, great.
Oh,
It
I
is
don't
just
have
a
I don't
use.
have a token for this. I need a new token.
You should have a token. You should have all the
No, I
characters.
do, but it's the druid.
Look in your list.
If you look at your list,
Yeah, I just need to get the new one. So here we go.
It's 4 for me.
4 for me as well.
Nice.
Okay, just trying again. We're rolling the initiative,
This way.
and I got 6. 6.
So it was like
6, 4.
2 6s and 2 4s.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sounds good. The creature goes at initiative 1, so
Ooh, great.
you're going to be able to go first. So we will start at the top of the round. Morale. It thinks that everything is working according to plan. What does the group think? Do you guys want to fight, flee, or retreat?
Let's fight it.
Yeah, is an ooze flammable?
You're not sure. So what you can do once you decide what your engagement is going to be, you can do a call for aid for a knowledge check. again, one of the benefits of if you get to be the one that sees them first, you can make these decisions ahead of time before you have to pick in the moment, what are we doing?
I'm at this point, Gary. It's just like bragging what you're doing right now. It's like, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if you rolled well? I mean, yes, it would.
It's one of those things of just doubling down on the whole idea of the system is if you do get the upper hand, it can
of course.
be.
I could. I mean, and we did do that to great effect before the break. Like that, we literally did dodge it. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to fight.
I want to fight it. What do you think, Cindy?
Why not?
We haven't done a fight yet.
I don't know that we have anything that can really do anything to it, but sure, why not?
We've got first initiative.
I'm not suggesting any confidence that we won't all die. I'm just saying I want to do a fight in this system.
And all mice must die. So there we have it.
All right.
So
if I do the knowledge check, is that my turn? Do I spend my attack turn? Oh, thank you.
So the way that it works again is just like for anything else. When you call for aid, when you call for aid, basically it's as a group you're deciding whose voice are we trusting.
Yes.
Whoever's the one that does that doesn't take any sort of action. They just know what they know. If you want to help that person, that does take your action in order to help them.
Does anyone have any nature knowledge, or I guess what would it be, nature, or would it be dungeoneering? Actually, I have dungeoneering for 5, and I am trained.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can help you.
I just hit a button that sort of explains how monster knowledge checks work. So when you go to make a monster knowledge check, there is a list of what keywords are associated with what skills. So you, as the player, pick what keyword you think this thing has. You're like, I think this thing is a blank, so I'm going to make this type of check.
Do we have an arcana or nature? Anybody? It would be nice to have a druid right now.
Yeah, it really would.
No, I don't have either of those. My sheet is exactly like yours.
Well, shit.
My diplomacy wouldn't work here, right?
No, we have already learned prior to this via the now dead druid.
So, and diplomacy is one of the categories, and that is if the creature you believe is civilized. Do you think that this is a civilized creature? Does it have a culture and build buildings and things like that? No, probably not. The diplomacy.
It doesn't even have pants, Gordon. Let it go.
I mean, neither
As
do
I'm
I.
dying.
Yeah, and none of us wearing pants, by the way. Just clear. All right, I'm just gonna. I guess. Yeah. What do I just pick a weapon and swing away?
Yeah. So you will have stuff on there. But before we, I want to do the resolving things first.
Sure,
because this is going to matter. So we've chosen to fight. There's nothing that happens in environment. So if the monster has commands, it may issue them. And he does have a command, so he is going to do a command. And so the way this works is he gets to sort of telegraph, this is what I'm going to do. And then you could potentially interrupt it. You could change it. You could change what your plan is based on sort of explanations of what it is planning on doing. So you can see the center of its body start to sort of fade away from you, and you can feel the light flutter out as you can feel the gathering spell as it is about to create darkness. There's this little orb of darkness in the center of its body that is about to ripple outward to cover everything in darkness. So what'll happen is when we get to monster special abilities resolve, which is after everybody gets to do stuff, you know that unless you do something about that, he is going to cast darkness. So, players who succeeded in initiative, you guys can act in whatever order. Everyone succeeded, so you guys can choose whatever order you would like to act in. For the people that are using, who are attacking and things like that, your weapons are below your initiative, and you'll see your attack modifier is up at the top center. If you want to cast a spell, you can also cast a spell as an action. I think the only person with the spell is the rogue, currently has Create Water.
Mm-hmm.
So, But you guys
Let's
can
not
go
create
in
water.
order because everyone succeeded.
I'd like to go first, and I suspect slashing is either going to be the best thing or do nothing at all to this creature. So I'm going to just test it. I'm going to use a sword.
Okay.
Because
You
I got a
step
bunch
forward.
of weapons on me. And here I go.
So what matters here is whether you are engaged with the creature or not. So I'm going to move. I don't think you have a token on here, but
I'll pull it out.
we're gonna say that you're next to the guy to say that you are engaged. And the reason that matters is if there are ever 3 mice in melee that are, if you overwhelm something, you've got them 3-1, then everybody gets advantage on that character.
Copy that.
Can
you
we
get one
agree
right.
that we're doing that?
And I guess I'll just
I don't
delete
see
this
why
old
not. I
rogue.
mean,
Yeah, I mean, we've
Side
got
of
a
the fighter.
fighter and 2 guardians. Yeah, we're on it.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Okay. So advantage then, yes?
So you get 1 rank of aid. So you just get +1.
One rank of 8. Great.
Okay.
But
So
it'll
my
stack
roll-
with anything else.
It's 14 on the die. My attack is 2, and so 17.
Right. So his armor is 15. So that is a hit. So go ahead and roll for damage. You slash on into it, and you can tell that it is vulnerable. It's sort of a gelatinous body parts easily before your blade. It is vulnerable 10 to slashing. So add 10 on top of whatever damage you deal.
Yes. Okay. that
I
was great.
have 1d8 plus 2 with the sword. I've rolled an 8 on the die, so that's 10 plus 10, 20 damage.
20 points of damage. Nice.
Nice. Coming back strong. I'm sorry. What was the first die you rolled?
D20?
Like your hit die? You
Yep,
just rolled
D20
D20
to hit.
plus anything?
Plus your attack, which is in the top center.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Wow, dude. You got a 17 off that? You rolled well.
Well, because I had the aid from the flanking, so I added 3
Oh.
instead of 2. And
Oh yeah, that's.
I rolled a
okay.
14 on the die, yeah.
Okay. All right. So who wants to go next?
Sounds like the other guardian, right?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm
You
down.
go ahead.
Bro. Roll 1d20 plus 3, please. Nope, got nothing.
Swing and a miss. The creature is going to take this opportunity to attempt to, when you go and you swing forward, it is going to try to grapple you backwards. So it is going to attempt to grab you. I need TN 16 reflex, please.
Ugh, okay.
Uh,
And
Now-
my shield helps me not at all, right?
I was gonna say I did not say this because we didn't get into combat where you guys could do this before.
Mhm.
So I want to explain shields for a second. So the way that shields work is on your turn, you can spend some amount of movement, whatever it says you need to raise your shield
Mhm.
to put up your shield. Once it's
Mhm.
up, you can block 1 incoming attack with that shield, and then you need to raise it again. Now the Guardian, their special ability is that it doesn't cost them anything. So we can assume that you raised your shield as you came in. So you could use your shield to block it if you want. The way that works is you get whatever it is for your normal defense plus your block value. So you'll get an extra, I think 4 because the Guardian has a heavy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm rolling. Good.
Question: I don't know if this is a change on the since the sheet was written or what, but it does say it costs us 5 feet of movement to raise the shield.
Yeah, so it does say that wrong in the text on the right, but the raise cost is correct on like the actual stat sheet. So I appreciate you pointing that out to me. I do know that it is incorrect. It's 5 inches of
Okay,
movement.
great.
To raise. It would normally be 5 inches of movement to raise the shield.
Inches. I said feet. Yeah.
Wait, so here's a question.
Great.
If it's going to grab me and I'm raising my shield and I fail, does that mean it grabs my shield instead of me?
Yep.
Great to
So-
know. Here we go.
The way that shield block works is the only way you can get hit when you shield block is if you critically fail, and even then you take a normal hit instead of a crit.
Nice. Also, I got a 21. I cannot believe how high I rolled.
21, which that is called a deflect. So
Okay.
you are able to bat it off. It doesn't even deal damage to your shield.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay, my turn done.
All right,
Alright.
who's next?
So, I don't have a knife or anything. I was hoping for a slashing weapon, but I have a spear, so I will Use that. Oh, golly. So I rolled a 2.
Oh no.
Plus 4 is a 6.
So you reach forward, and let's see, is the 6 a critical fail? I don't think it is. I think it's a normal fail. It is a normal fail. So he does have an action he can still use. He is 100% going to do that. So, Gordon, I need for you to make me a TN 18 fortitude, please.
Ooh, okay. No.
I deny you.
That's
You're rejected.
7, 8, 9,
Is it a
10,
fail or a critical
that's
fail?
11. That's
11. Okay, fail. Good. It's good that it's a fail and not a critical fail. So what happens is, as the spear is coming in, the creature kind of grabbed over towards the guardian. It splashed off the guardian, and the spear comes its way. You see the thing retract back in, and as it does, it takes the captive guardian and pulls it in front of the spear as it comes its way to sort of huddle itself forward.
Which captive guardian?
Our captive warlord, sorry. It
Oh,
pulled
okay,
the
gotcha.
captive warlord into the way. So I now need for you to make me a DC 14, or sorry, TN 14 AC, or you're going to have Fitzy roll damage on you.
Oh,
Hold
man.
on. Can I do my trained bluff for this? When an ally provokes an attack of opportunity, was this not an attack of opportunity from the creature?
This would be this is an attack of opportunity, yeah.
Oh, let's
Okay.
go.
Can I do my trained bluff?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Are you just
From
shouting
enemy-
psych at the ooze? What is your? How are you bluffing it?
Bluff is like distraction, right? So
Yeah.
like he's getting pulled in, and then he's doing something to throw the ooze off.
Pocket
Now-
sand.
I think you do have to make a check because of this creature's
Yeah.
defenses.
Well, if the enemy of your level or lower, you can use reaction to make an attack miss. If the enemy is higher level than you, make a bluff check against their insight.
Yes, that is what you need to do. His
Is that
insight
same-
is not very good.
It's
It's actually not that
right
bad.
next to it.
18.
He
So
has
you're
a-
looking for
This
an
ooze
18.
has an insight of 18. He's got a master's degree in philosophy. Holy cow, that's crazy.
No, he's just got insight into oozy stuff.
Son
I
of a
just
bitch.
listened to a lot of
that's bad.
podcasts. What? Oh no.
What's going on there?
I have to beat an 18. Is that what you said?
18 is what you're looking for, yes.
Wait, hold on. I think I have something where a
10.
friend fails a saving throw. Am I wrong?
So
Once per adventure,
Watch
no.
out.
We can
No.
re-roll it ourselves.
My bad. Okay. I
All right.
thought I had some-
So I need you to make me that AC. So that is an excellent use of bluff for the record. But
Thanks.
unfortunately, the dice were not on your side.
No. Okay, so.
So do I have to roll damage on him?
I need to see whether you get hit by him or not, or whether you hit him or not first, and then
Okay, so I roll a d20 again?
so you always are defending. So he gets to roll based on what your attack is. So whoever the defender is for when there's two mice attacking one another. So your attack bonus is 4. So he needs to get a 14 or better.
I got you, okay.
Attacking
Come on,
other mice
Gordon.
happens pretty rarely, but Max?
Okay. That is hot garbage. That's a 15.
Hey, 15 is what you needed. So you needed 14, so 15 is enough. So the thing glances off of the warlord, and you do not spit your friend.
Oh, whew.
Watch out! Watch where you're going!
All
Where
right,
did you come from? You weren't there a second ago.
warlord, it is your turn.
Okay.
Now we've not been doing a lot of movement stuff, But Warlord, you are currently grabbed.
Yeah.
You can attempt to escape from the grab. So you can use, so on a turn, you have your action, which usually is an attack or a spell or something like that. And then you have movement, which is a whole pool of movement. You can do things like raise a shield, drink a potion, move, escape from a grab, all kinds of stuff. There's a whole suite of stuff. And if you click on any of the tokens, there'll be a movement button. I'll click on the Warlord real quick. And when I click movement, it'll say what all you can do, right? So your movement, your base speed is 20. You can raise a shield with 10. You could try to escape with 15. The big reason that I'm pointing this out is that because you do have a shield, you can either try to raise your shield to defend yourself against extra attacks, or you can attempt to escape from the grab so that you're not about to be puppeted.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to escape from that grasp.
Okay. So you can either try to force your way out, make an athletics check against the creature, or you can try to just wriggle out of the grasp, make an acrobatics check. Those are the two defaults.
Well, those are both at a -1, so let's fucking go.
Is there a negotiation option?
There's not with this thing.
He's
17.
a diplomat. Oh.
What was the total?
17.
17. That is enough. That is really cool. All right. So you need a 16. So
That was 15 movement that I just did, right?
Yep. So you've got 5 inches of movement remaining.
Can I do my shield block, spend 5 to raise my shield?
So for you, which is the reason I hit your button, you do not have a lot of strength on the Warlord, so your raise shield costs a lot more. If you raise your shield, you will not be able to take an action. So you can't do something. You can't act in addition to raising your shield.
Okay.
But you could use your action to move more, so you can raise your shield, get further away, things like that. Now, we also haven't done, everybody else has been a combat class. As a leadership class, your thing that you tend to do is you aid or hinder. So you can pick a skill and explain how you're using that skill to help one of your allies. So you can say, I'm going to point at the rogue, and I'm going to use X, Y, Z explanation to give them ranks of aid on their next attack. Or you can explain how you are hindering the enemy, and it's going to make them worse at everything they do for the group, right? So aid is pick a dude, make them better at what they do. Hinder is pick an enemy and make them worse at everything that they do.
They're about to do their spell casting. I don't know if that is his hinder ability relevant to the spell casting?
It could be. You have 5 inches of movement and the rogue is next to you. You could ask for the spell and cast a spell as your action as well.
You know what I can do? Actually, as an idea, can I aid my rogue by... For the flavor of this, I want to use my shield to propel them forward so they do like a downward slash or pierce at the enemy.
Yeah.
So that is how I am going to help.
And for me, we kind of think of how do we justify those sorts of things. You can do it with like, hey, athletics or endurance, right? I'm lifting them up, or I'm standing still so they can vault off me. Or because the whole thing here is, right, I got out of the way, I'm going to have, when it comes after me, I'm going to lead it backwards and then lead the spear into it. So you can sort of trick where it's going. You might be able to use something like bluff.
Ooh, let's do that. Thank you.
That's sort of a feint.
Yeah.
Now, this is an action you're doing to help one of your allies, which means you add leadership. So you say, which is 3. So you're going to be making a 1d20 plus a total of 11 against this creature.
Let's go.
God damn it. So 18.
I got a 12.
18.
Total? 18 is what you need. That's a success.
Nice done. Nicely done.
It's just that I rolled 7, so that bummed me out.
Dude, but you had the buffs, though. It doesn't even matter.
So here's the thing, and this is how this is going to work. So, Cindy, your character had 1 rank of aid because everybody's in melee with this creature. The Warlord, on a successful assist, gives you 2 ranks of aid. which means you are empowered. Any d20s you make against this creature, both offensively and defensively, you get to add 3 and roll twice, take the higher.
Hell
Okay.
yeah!
Nice.
Knock him down, Cindy. Knock him down.
All right. So all the players have acted, which means he gets to act. He has 1 action remaining. Doesn't have anyone grabbed, though. Does he have a single action attack he can do? He can try to grab somebody else. So everybody's in melee with him. So he's going to determine randomly. He's gonna go after the rogue. So the grab is going at you. It is going to be TN 18.
With the getting the aid, does that mean that applies for Cindy until the end of her next turn?
Yep.
Oh, Cindy.
Oh.
And it's for everything you do. So including this, you get to roll twice, take the higher, and you're adding 3 to whatever you roll.
Plus whatever her AC is, or is that
Whatever your AC is, which I think of the rogue is 1. The rogue has. Oh no, the rogue has has Dex for AC. So yeah, so you're rolling twice, taking the higher, and you're adding a total of 7 to each roll.
Let's go.
Total of 7, and I got to get 18, right?
Yep.
You got this, Cindy.
Yeah, because my higher roll is 13, so that's
You got it.
that's like yeah. I mean,
Nice.
All right.
Very cool.
He is going to. So that happens. Monster special abilities resolve. He's out of actions to take. He will then do his darkness. So he will plunge everyone into darkness. Anything that is a light source that is level 3 or lower is suppressed. So if you had magical light from one of the various ways you could do that in the adventure, it would be suppressed, but the torches will no longer function. And while you can function fine in the dark, the way that the game sort of sets it up is it puts mouse perception as baseline, and then everything is basically, is it better in the dark than a mouse, or is it worse in the dark than a mouse? Okay. This creature is better in the dark than you, so it is going to have a rank of 8. It's going to have the advantage.
Okay.
Then that is end, and we go back to the beginning. You guys get to pick. Do you guys still feel like this is a fight? Do you want to retreat, or do you want to flee? What is the stance? We're back at morale.
I'm still feeling good about this fight. I think we did a lot of damage the first round.
I mean, you did the only damage, I believe. But yes.
Yeah, but it was a lot.
It was a lot, for real.
And we didn't get hurt too much.
No, let's give it a shot.
Let's continue to fight.
All right.
Here we go. I'm rolling an attack.
Commands.
Yeah. Commands.
It doesn't matter because we can't see in the dark. So,
this is true.
He can wriggle at us all he wants.
I need to know what he's doing, though.
That's probably fair.
All right.
Thinking about rearranging
I know what he's doing in case you get light again. And again, players succeeded at initiative, so you all get to act.
What is the rule around him having the darkness? Does it expire in a couple of rounds? Do we have to? Can we, if we hit him, does it take his concentration? You know what I mean, like that kind of vibe, or we just don't know.
There is no concentration in this game, but the spell will have what's called sustain. So it'll be drawing energy from him, and then depending on how difficult it is to do, it'll draw a little energy or a lot of energy. You don't really know much about this creature, so you don't know how much it's taking from it. But for example, some things that take a sustain, like a light or darkness spell, it might have a sustain of like 15, and that means you need to roll below a 15 on 2d6, and then it ticks down. So it has a sort of a varied duration, and if the creature dies, the effect ends. You get out of the range. There's a bunch of ways it'll end otherwise, but it has this slightly variable duration. I will say, is a little bit of the DM hand tip. The duration of darkness in specific is likely going to be the whole combat unless you guys do something about it.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt you there, Steve.
Yeah. So we still have the flanking, so I'm still getting aid from that, but is that canceled out by the darkness?
Correct.
Okay. So just a regular attack bonus. That is 15 to hit.
15 to hit, hits on.
And damage is 4.
4, so 14 damage.
Oh, right, because it's vulnerable, yeah.
Right, vulnerable to the slashing.
All right.
That's right. Okay, and I'll do the same, and I'm just doing the same. It's the you did 1d3, right, Steve?
I'm sorry, 1d3?
Sorry, 1d20 plus 3.
Yes.
1d20 plus 2 because the darkness is canceling the flanking bonus.
Yep.
Right, got it. Okay, so plus 2. Nope.
And just as a note, like if you click on your character and you go, if you want to use the Roll20 stuff, if you go click on one-handed melee, you can actually select the weapon that you're using, and it'll just do all the math for you.
Oh, that's nice. Very cool. Either way, I absolutely failed though, so I will pass my turn on and go into the west.
All right, and here's the question: do you want to have the rogue go next because the rogue is still empowered, or has 2 ranks of aid? They're not empowered anymore because of the darkness, but have still the benefit of what the warlord did, or do you want to have the warlord go next?
I say the rogue.
Yeah.
I was going to say the warlord because you could potentially do a
I'll give you
debuff.
more. Yeah.
I'm saying debuff, but that's not what I mean.
Well,
So right now you cannot get empowered. He can't make you any better because of the
Well,
darkness.
yeah.
You're always going to be taking 1 off the top because of the darkness.
So I would say you
Okay.
go first, and then
Not necessarily for me, but just
Right.
all right. That's,
But I think if he goes before you, then the round is up, so you've lost the buff he gave you last time.
Yeah.
I think is what we're saying.
So it's sort of the other way around. It's you get to keep it until you act. So you can delay to kind of keep it longer, but it ends when she ends her turn. So if you want the warlord to kind of refresh it, then the warlord goes second.
Yeah. Well, let's do that.
Got it.
okay. So I'm going right now then?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Moral of the story. And are you attacking?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
attacking. So that is, I rolled my highest number is 19.
Okay.
That'll be plus what was the numbers?
I'm
My number
99% sure the answer is
4.
going to
So that's 20, 23.
23, and then you have 2 ranks of aid, so 25. So 25 is a critical hit on, because his AC is 15. So you are you stabbing with the spear, or are you smacking with the spear? Is it bludgeoning or piercing?
I wanted to try the bludgeoning.
Okay.
I don't
You
think
go.
piercing was going to be very good.
You go and you basically, the spear has a spear point on one end and then it's got a little ball on the other end. So you spin it around, drop the hammer on the back of the end of the spear, and you get this weird sort of like jelly feeling effect of, I don't know if anyone's ever smacked a waterbed with a stick, but that's kind of what just happened. You go boom, 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 and it just sort of like rebounds off of the creature. As you can tell, it is immune to bludgeoning damage.
No.
Out of curiosity, raise your hand if you have smacked a waterbed with a stick. 2 people, 3 people out of 5. Okay, interesting.
It's very fun.
I feel like it's one of the things, if you see the waterbed, even if it's not like a stick, it's some object.
I technically have. I was just obsessed looking to Gary to see if he was going to lie or tell the truth. But he definitely told the truth, so it's all good there, yeah.
Okay. I see where we're at. I'm the weird one. Got it.
I mean, or maybe you just never had a waterbed. Once you see it, it's natural. It's a human
I've
thing.
been in a room with
I've
my
never
cousin
had
had a waterbed. I've never been in a house. I've never lived in a house with a waterbed.
Maybe you've never had a stick. This is all. Either one of these is possible. We've all had different
My
lives.
family we lived in stick poverty.
Yeah, there's the question has been answered.
Yeah.
Take property. All right, Max. It is Gordon's turn.
Yeah.
Gordon's at -5, right? Still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God.
Can I try and I don't know, intimidate it somehow? Like I want to run my short sword across the ground really hard to try to like create sparks.
Okay.
I want to try to like intimidate it or distract it in a way to hinder it.
Sounds good to me. Yeah. Hook me up. So you go take it.
And this is my lead as well, right?
This will be your leadership as well. Yep.
Okay. Not bad. But -5. Fuck. That is 15.
The 15 is unfortunately a fail and will give him an opportunity. So you take the thing, and when you spark it along the ground, you get this like just very slight moment as it passes over something and actually does make a slight spark. And then you see what it's passing over is the interior of the ooze has like little things floating in it. And its command is it's pulling one of its tendrils underneath you, and you can see it's slowly wrapping its tendrils around your legs. So you see that, and then it is going to use its opportunity to grab you.
Can I do my trained bluff, or is that only if an ally?
It's unfortunately only an ally. It's one of the reasons the ooze is doing this, because this ooze is actually relatively intelligent.
I mean, it's Insight's 18. It's clearly Red Book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he has decent wisdom. His intelligence is horrific garbage, but so he's so he gets grapplers. So that is 2. So looking for TN. No, that's not how math works. So TN 20 is what you're looking for a reflex, please.
Oh.
Okay. Reflex.
I do still have my shield up.
That is a 0.
Oh, that like so you rolled modified 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you saying it like that?
Well, that
Gordon, the only original party member with all these fails.
Gary, what are you gonna do to me?
so I need you to make a mortality because you just took 19 points of acid damage.
Ooh.
2.
You rolled a 2 on the die.
I rolled a 9 on the die.
9 on the die. So a 9 on the die, and your mortality. What's your con mod?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a -5. So sorry, that's 4.
Yeah. Well, and you're also minusing the 19 you just took. Yeah. So you would be potentially dead. So you guys in the darkness, you can hear as monsters act. So the warlord finishes their turn, and everybody needs to make me a TN 23 resolve, please.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Impossible.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't see that being.
Resolve
well,
is 0.
you get +4. You get +4 for your shield.
You can block
yeah.
this. This is blockable.
Okay.
Where's resolve?
Talking to myself. No.
Technically
Yeah.
possible, but still bad.
I rolled a 13.
+4.
Yeah, 14.
Oh
for
no, I
me.
got an 8. I got an 8.
Mm-hmm. No blocks here.
Okay, so that sounded like
13, 14, and 8.
13, 14, and 8. which is a fail and then 2 critical fails. So you see for just a second the warlord there standing there, and then you hear this sort of squelching sound, and then you hear the warlord's voice say, "Help! Help! They've got me! Please help!" As the ooze uses its meat puppet ability.
Oh my god.
Good night, everyone. Oh boy, meat puppet, Gary.
Gary, what do you have against mice? Did a mouse hurt your family?
Who hurt you?
You literally created a game called All Mice Die. You stop and think about that?
But technically, they just do, right?
But that's everything. Gary is like, no, but what if we celebrated it? What if I created an online community where more than 300 people each week get together specifically to celebrate and to recognize and to hold sacred the killing of mice? Are you under the lobby of Big Cat?
That's what it is. Big Bob. I mean, I'm in Kentucky, right? I'm in Kentucky, so I'm the Bobcat, right?
Exactly right. Okay,
so
All making
for those of you guys that failed, you feel a compulsion to go and help. And you're going to, if you were far away, you'd spend half your movement to get close. You weren't far away, you were right next to it, so you'd step forward. And then when you see the body of the warlord standing there, as soon as you step close to it, there's a moment where you can see like a deeper darkness as one of the tendrils reaches out to attack you. Since everybody was right in range.
Point of order. The 2 guardians can re-roll a defensive save.
Oh, I would recommend you can do that for the resolve, or you can do that for this attack.
I will wait for this attack, my friend. Thank you for that.
I will as well.
Because the resolve is really hard. This is not that hard. Now you will not be if you use your block on the resolve attack, you won't be able to use it on this attack. You can block one ability per round.
I already used it on the other. So.
Yeah, I already did.
Yeah. So and just for like slight knowledge, like if you play the game later in the game, one of the big benefits if you end up having like a guardian is when the guardian gets their first magic shield, and you can block a number of additional times equal to the enhancement bonus of your shield, you then feel like a god because you're just like deflecting.
You're not
everything.
dead. I mean that right away. That's the first defining quality.
All right. So the +1. So looking for 19. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that seems fine.
19 AC for each of you.
19 AC.
AC.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's doable.
I have done it. 22.
Oh no, I still don't do it because I'm a terrible person. I'm gonna roll it again because. Oh, thank goodness! 24. Sheesh.
21.
There it
21.
is.
So 3 misses. So you guys get called into the center, and then you guys all meet together, and you see this sort of flash as this, gelatinous column is now holding the warlord intact and just sort of like pressing him and sort of going in and out as it's sort of playing the voice like an accordion.
Oh my god.
Big Bruce, I still am not sure that this thing's not on the side of the weasels. I'm just saying.
It doesn't really matter to me if it's working with the weasels or not. We
So,
still gotta kill it.
No,
We
I mean Gordon.
Oh.
Sorry, I
Same
should be clear.
Same
The
answer.
voice box one. Yeah, fair enough.
All right. So it is back to the top of the round. The creature seems to be feeding. It is.
Does it look winded? Does the ooze look tired?
It is injured. And
puddling. I'm trying to think of how like an ooze would look. Is it starting to dry out? I don't know. What an ooze would do.
in the game system terms, if a creature is half health or lower, it is bloodied. So kind of 4th edition style.
Nice.
And I will tell you, unless there's a specific reason that a creature wouldn't express that it is bloodied, right? If it hides its injury somehow, I wouldn't tell you. But if this thing was bloodied, I would tell you. It is not bloody.
That means we need to do at least another 20 damage.
Or at least another 20.
Something, 21.
No, another
whatever.
34.
It's taken 34 damage.
Dude, we're not
It's taken
As
34
I
damage and it's
stand
not
here
bloody.
thinking about this scroll that I have, do I think that it would fill this
let's
chamber,
go.
this water?
I was thinking
Let's
about
go.
that scroll this whole fight.
Let's
I'm
flip
sorry.
and go. Let's flip
Fitzy,
and go.
cast the spell.
Cast it. I grab my
Cast
shield.
it, Fitzy.
I want to get on my shield to surf.
I'm grabbing a root or something to just hang on.
Dude, okay, just do the math on this real quick. We are in a mouse-sized tunnel, and she's going to drop at least 2 gallons of water in here.
Half
You're
a
not-
gallon.
Half a gallon? What do you mean?
That's what you said,
no,
right?
it's
a
half
gallon?
of whatever she rolls.
You guys don't want
Oh.
to move to like the exit a little bit?
So this is when you use create water, it creates it from your hands outwards. So it's like a fire hose.
Oh,
So-
okay. No, that's
Oh.
great. Okay. I get behind the rogue.
Yep. That's what we do. Bye, Gordon.
All right. So we're going to see about how casting a spell works.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot it right at the warlord, where it's holding the warlord, because my
Yep.
hopes is to not just injure this thing, but to hopefully free Gordon. All right, so I'm gonna roll this. Right, it's a D20 still.
Yep. So we're going to cast a spell. You are casting the spell normally. You're not trying to do anything special. So you're looking for a total number of 13, and you're adding whatever your highest mental stat is, which I believe for the rogue is 2. It is. Yes. So you're adding your wisdom.
Okay, all right. Come on now.
Now, and just for clarity, no matter what you roll, when you cast a spell, unless casting the spell kills you, it is always going to cast. Even if you fail the casting, that just means that you do it very inefficiently.
Gotcha. Okay. I rolled a 12.
Is that including your wisdom?
No, not including my wisdom. So 14 total.
So 14 is a successful cast. Now, if we were playing in the full version of the game, you would gain mastery. So the way that you'd be able to pick which thing you were focusing on. There are 3 words for this spell: create, water, corporeal. And you'd say, I'm focusing on one of these things, and you'll gain mastery in that keyword. And so anytime you use that, you'll get a bonus that'll sort of get better and better, right? So you could say, you could focus on creation. And so you could do create, water, corporeal, but you can also change some of the other words around. You can make a scroll that was maybe create fire, corporeal, but you'd still get the benefit from casting the create water because you're focusing on, I'm getting better at creating stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then at a certain point, if you have mastery in several of your keywords, you don't have to make a check anymore. It just casts.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Okay.
And when it says master on any of the things, so where it says under create water, it says master. If you master cast, so you critically succeed the spell cast when you're casting it, or if you've mastered, if you don't have to make a spell cast, you get that extra benefit. So sometimes you'll get this sort of powerful boost where the spell will come off supercharged because you just cast it perfectly, or you're really good at it, in which case you get that higher tier version of the spell all the time. So you cast the spell. I need you to make me a nature check. So a D20 plus 2, and then we're going to divide your total by 2.
So you got at least a gallon coming. At least 2 gallons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minimum gallon.
Okay. So 16
So is it 16 with the 2 or without?
with the 2.
Why did
with
we
the-
do this at the beginning?
So that is 1 cubic foot of water, a little more, just fire hosed straight into its face. The ooze. So when you blast the water, you see there is this immediate flash of brilliant blue light as your spell connects with the darkness spell that it cast. The darkness spell that it cast has keywords that are antithetical to yours, and this thing hates water. So blasting it in the face with water is going to be unbelievably painful to the creature.
Let's go, Cindy.
So I need for you to make me a spell attack.
Okay.
So it's a d20, and then the rogue has a spell attack of 2. So a d20 plus 2.
And
Just,
that is a 14.
14. 14 is the target number. So not only do you blast this thing down the hallway, but your spell overpowers the darkness spell, and it dispels the darkness from the hallway as the thing just rockets it down the hallway. And you kind of, after a moment, your eyes readjust into the light. You can see bits and pieces of the ooze are splattered on the floor and the ceiling. You can see at the end of the hallway, as the water starts to like spill down side tunnels and things, you can see at the intersection at the end of the hallway, the ooze is there, and you see it sort of slurp up towards the ceiling, looking like there's big pieces that are just sort of hanging off of it. Have you ever seen what it looks like if like a jellyfish gets attacked, where it's these that are like hanging gelatinous pieces? That's what this thing is it's sort of crawling up the wall to kind of get away. And you see a very similar thing with your warlord, as he's been sort of dissolved, at least partially, by the meat puppet attack. It did a whole bunch of acid damage to him, and so the body just sort of like falls apart.
And you didn't make it. Okay.
He did not make it.
Sorry, bud. We tried.
Now,
8 minutes left, Max. Where's your character?
In your character sheet for the rogue, you'll also see that right below where it has the spell information, spell attack, and spell damage, there's willpower. That is your mana, that's your willpower, that's the sort of mental fortitude that you have. If you successfully cast a spell, it costs you 1 willpower. So you could, if you had another spell scroll, you could still technically cast 1 more spell today. If you fail, or if you critically fail, it costs more and more and more power. And if it's a higher level spell, it's a multiplicative effect. And if you run out of willpower to pay, the spell still needs its toll, and it'll start eating from your health.
Gotcha.
Wild.
That was
But-
not so Cindy.
Cool.
Everything worked. Whoosh.
Oh, I can't believe we didn't think of that right away. I'm so glad you did that.
I mean,
had it on my mind, and I was like,
I had it
well,
in my mind the whole time. I just thought, I didn't realize she could direct it like that. I thought it was the nuclear option.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
the
And
same.
this
I
is-
thought it was the nuclear option. I was like, well, time to blow this shit
Time-
down.
Time to just
Yeah.
suicide bomb this thing with water.
And this is kind of the one of the things with the way that this game is designed to be exploratory, where you might have a year of magic where you don't have the spell description at all. You just say, I have these 3 keywords. I'm going to say what I think is going to happen, and you just see what happens. So it can be
That's cool.
very malleable like that.
And I guess
And-
the DM just does know what the rules are, sort of, for what happens in those contexts.
It depends on which rule system you're using.
Got it.
So if you're using a more OSR style, then it is very much a conversation between you and the player. If you're using a more new school style, then which is the default is a more new school style, then what you have is the DM knows what the spell is supposed to do, and then the player can describe what they want to have happen, and then you can have whatever the disparity is. There's a system for being like, all right, I'm going to take the spell and I'm going to twist it a little bit, or I don't know exactly how this works, so it might take more energy, it might have a higher check. There's a couple things you can do to sort of tweak it.
Nice. Very
Because it
cool.
should be, you explore what these spells are, because you might not know what, oh, I've got these 3 keywords. I don't have any idea what these 3 things do to each other. Let's go. Magic do as you will. See what happens. Now, my understanding is that the plan would be that we would have about 35 minutes left in the session. Is that correct?
Actually, we would normally be about 25 minutes over right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I apologize for that.
No worries. It happens. Generally, it's a 3-hour session. Yeah.
Okay. My brain has defaulted to 4-hour sessions so hard that even when I was trying to track it differently, I still failed.
That happens to me in reverse when I'm playing a game that I'm not doing on a stream, and it's like everyone wants to go 4 or 5 hours, and I'm like, let's turn it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got into the habit of running, somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 to 200 sessions a year, and they were always right at 4 hours long, and so it just got imprinted into my brain that that's how long a session is.
Yep.
That's
how it happens. Yeah, so no big deal. It's I know it's much later for you, Gary. For me and Edward and Max, it's just about midnight right now. And Cindy, I guess, is an hour earlier than us. So yeah, I know we haven't found this guy or any sign of him, but if we could wrap it up quickly, that would be great.
So what I'll do is this. So typically speaking, if I had gotten my times correctly, what I would say at this point is, all right, with about 30 minutes left a session, we need to start making our way home. Because the goal in a West Marches campaign and in All My Die, every session begins and ends in town. So we kind of need to budget in some time to make the encounter checks to make it home. If you get stuck in the dungeon or you get lost or whatever else happens, you can sort of make some checks and try to figure out what you're going from there. Now, in this particular instance, there's really only one check that you would need to really make because you made the deal with the ferryman. So the ferryman will still be at Tower Southeast. You just need to make it safely to Tower Southeast, and then you'd be able to say, great, we can go from there and make it pretty much the whole way home, because he will take you from the tower safely to the ferry, and then he was the encounter at the ferry. So you'd be able to make it home. So what we can do is do that one resolve. Doesn't know what Newton's second law of thermodynamics. Yes. Just read that. So let's go ahead and resolve making it back to Southeast Tower. And if you want to play as the one of the non-warlord characters, you can. Let me double check. You guys pick what you're doing for navigation and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, while you're checking this, I'll just... So basically, it seems to me like our check now is we have to get past the weasel. Like, the weasel is out there wanting the deal to be held up. Here's a crazy pitch. Are you ready?
Yes.
Weasel's never seen us, doesn't know anything about the fuck about us. The only person she ever made a deal with is dead.
That's right.
Advantage players.
I don't know that means advantage players, but it does mean she's not expecting anything from us.
Yes.
Okay.
Still having more of that water spell?
So the person who died, I would like for you to make me a check, please. Give me 2d4 minus 1. And then I'll explain what we're doing here in just a second.
Rolling for legacy.
4.
Okay, so what I tend to do is if someone is either especially unlucky or they died and there is a potential for loot in an encounter, I have that player roll. And loot is sort of built around like how rich or poor certain creatures might be. The ooze had the capacity to have a bunch of stuff on it. And with a roll of 4 or better, then the part of the ooze that you, or technically a pudding, but the part of the ooze that you destroyed would have some of that loot in it. So it has 4 parcels. So it has 200 gold pieces worth of scraps and metals from things that it couldn't quite dissolve.
We're picking things up. Sorry, Gordon. Moving Gordon's body the other way. Sorry, Gordon.
We're mice. We're used to it.
Yeah,
Basically.
I lost 6 of my brothers yesterday.
Yeah.
We one of the players in the long-term campaign, like the big playtest, had funeral Fridays. That was a potluck for the whole family.
That's so great. So great.
That's incredible.
Potlucks have to get increasingly expensive in the mouse world because it's fewer and fewer mice having to make dinner for everybody.
No, because we also reproduce like gangbusters.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. So then, so we need to roll. We want to roll to get past the Weaselis.
Mhm.
Yeah. Max, are you bringing in a new guy to help us get home, or are we doing this without you?
Do it without me.
All right. Screw
Yeah,
you
go
then.
for it.
Boom.
Oh no.
Carry
Right,
my
now-
dead body.
No,
Now-
honestly, Max is alive again. His should be like DGAF.
Are
Like,
you
he's not even
trying
there.
to make it out? Because there's a lot of exits to these tunnels. Are you going to try to make it out through one of the exits of the tunnels that's not the direction of the weasel, or is the goal to sneak past where the weasel is?
I'm assuming
I
any of the
vote
is
sneak past the weasel.
Same.
Okay.
What do you think, Cindy?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, just sneak past the weasel because it's a known, I guess, rather than an
Well, we got
Yeah.
a road.
There could be a bear at the other one. Like,
They're waiting on a different mouse for a different thing. It's like a DoorDash issue.
it's three vipers and a mongoose have teamed up for some reason.
Where's my pizza mouse? All right. What do we got?
All right.
What do we roll? I guess rogues are rolling for us on the sneak, right?
Rogue's rolling the
Navigation
sneak,
as well?
but
Yeah.
you and I think, have to roll the other two things.
So you don't need to navigate. You know where you're going.
Great.
So
perfect.
you can either be ready, or you could help out with the process
we're
of being
Ready.
quiet or being on
I'll-
lookout.
Oh,
How about I be ready and you roll lookout?
I like that. Let me see again what lookout is. Lookout is perception or nature. I got nothing on either one of those, but I could do it. Sure, why not? I'll do it.
Sneak,
do it.
let's go.
Okay, so that is dirty 20.
Nice.
All right. So I need. Oh, since Max is chilling, Max, give me 2d6, please.
Gladly.
You're hoping for a 7 or better.
I mean, we're hoping for a 7 or better.
8.
8. Okay. So basically, this is determining she was going to give you a certain amount of time to solve the problem while she was eating and chilling, and she is still doing that and not actively watching for y'all's return. So the DC
Alright.
to notice is notably lower. So successful stealth and lookout.
Lookout is 6.
6. Okay. You don't see anything.
You don't gotta say it like that. Jesus.
You guys make your way out, and as you guys are going, actually, I'm forgetting what classes we have. 2 guardians and a rogue right now, correct?
Yellow.
Yep.
Okay, and the rogue is perception trained, if memory serves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so rogue, you can't fail to notice this.
Again, it feels like you're really digging this right at me, Gary. Rogue, you can't
more
fail
about-
to notice this.
You
Unlike
have You have trained. This is what being trained in something means, right? You automatically notice certain things. So you're going to automatically notice as you guys go and you make your way around, you start going through the bramble patches, you see a wave, almost like a cloud coming behind you as a wave of steam comes up from the tunnel that you all just left. And there is this sort of strange, hissing sound behind you as you guys skedaddle away.
Well, I'll bet you that has something to do with that red metallic glow. I'm adding the word metallic to it. That red reflective shine that I saw earlier. That some dead guy saw earlier.
Well,
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Literally none of us are the people that set off on this adventure. So
you make your way back to Tower Southeast. The ferryman is still there, happy to take you guys home, and you guys would make it back to town.
It's the
Now,
adventuring party of Theseus right now. Do we even know why we're here?
it's not that uncommon, especially when you're at level 1. You're going and doing, the adventure is. I will say that the adventure is ambitious for what normal level 1s would do in the campaign. It's not out of the question impossible, but it is ambitious.
I'm assuming it swings the other way. Like once you break the seal and you start to get more power, it sounds like things get crazy pretty quick.
Yeah, so the way that the system is designed is the monsters do not scale as well as you all do. You guys will outscale the monsters. So right now it's all survival horror and people die every 5 minutes, but then you get more and more and more and more power. And then one day, someone pops out of the bushes at you and you're like, oh shit, we're all dead. You survive the first round and then you turn around and you go, actually, no, we can do this now. We can get jumped and then survive, and that sort of changes the thing. So the higher level play then feels more like you get to go be the problem for the monsters. Like it's still survival horror, but it's survival horror for them.
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Yeah, 100%.
So you guys make it back home. And a few things will happen. The first thing to say is, ideally you can tell from when I was looking up things, there's a ton of encounters. There's lots of other ways to go. There's all kinds of stuff to do here. So if you get to the end of a session like this, you can go, hey, we could pick a different route and we could have a whole nother adventure here to go try again. We've had people go through the adventure 3 times and not have any of the same encounters. Because
it's all table based, right? Everything's tables. Like even if we went the exact same route, we wouldn't necessarily hit all the same things.
They are tables, but they're weighted heavily towards how successful you are when navigating. So if you're very unsuccessful, you're going to get the really nasty side of the table, and if you're super successful, you get the really good side of the table.
Got it.
And like all the tables are designed so you can have everything on the same page, and you can just see it without turning, and you kind of know where everything is. So one thing I will say is that a lot of people, when they finish this type of adventure, they might say, oh man, we didn't get the object. We didn't even get close to it. We've failed. No, that's not how West March's game works. You got information, you got progression, there's oozes, you met the ferryman, you did all these other things that sort of contribute to the community, and you actually did get loot when you brought home. Mm-hmm. So you guys would be able to go home and split the 200 gold, so that's 50 apiece. You need 200 gold pieces to level 2. So you got a quarter of the level. And then in any starting adventure, if you write an AAR, you write an after action report explaining what went down to the greater community, you get 50 experience on top. So if you guys came home, you wrote something, and it doesn't have to be some grand prose. You just say, hey, we found this, this, and this. You just make a little bullet point list so that people can see what's going on. You get 50 gold. You get the experience from that gold, and you get 50 extra experience. So you'd be halfway to level 2 if these were the characters. And it does just stick with whoever survived at the end.
That's cool.
Cool.
That's really
That's
cool.
great.
Really
Nice.
cool stuff, man. I definitely think I'm going to want to play this again. This is fun.
Yeah,
This is
Gary,
very
I was going to say, we'd love to have you back at some point. I was just looking at the schedule, booked all the way through the end of June, but at some point we'd love to have you back if you'd like to come run for us again.
Yeah. We'd be happy to do so. The West Marches, the game that I'm going to be running online for all the backers and my patrons and things like that, that's going to be starting up probably either at or after Gen Con. I might start it at Gen Con. When I run this adventure for the conventions, we have these big pins that say I lived or I died in the quick start, and it's got the mouse with the skull and crossbones or the mouse with the little flag.
Lovely.
We can hand those out to people, and I think it'll be fun.
That's awesome, dude.
That's going to be
This is
great.
really cool.
It's fun.
Yes. So, yeah, Gary, thanks again for coming on the show and showing off your excellent game here.
Yeah,
I had a blast with this. This is a great
very
game.
fun.
I'm sorry we had to cut it short, but man, good stuff. And so this Friday, episode 21 of Shadows of the Abyss. Next Monday starts 2 sessions of Neon Skies, which I'll be running for its creator, Wylock, Bill Buchanan, and both Chris's are signed up for that game. We got Chris Bynum and Misery Chris both coming to play, and Max, you're in that one too, right?
Yes.
Okay. Great. So that'll be that, and I'm gonna tell you guys tomorrow any information you need to know about that game, because I gotta finish planning that. But yeah, I'll see everyone then. Thank you everyone for playing. Thanks everyone for watching, and thanks Gary for coming and sharing.